All right, hello everyone. What's going on? How are we today? Anyone who's there, that is. Today we're going to be building out a now page. For those of you, oh, you're good. What's going on? For those of you that don't know what a now page is, it's something that I saw. Uh, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, and I really like the idea of it. Um, so a now page is literally just what it sounds like, in that it's instead of an about me page that could sort of tell you a story, a now page says what you're doing now. Um, I was speaking with someone on, hey, what's going on? Thank you for jumping in. Uh, I like the idea of a now page. I think Brad Garipi said it right earlier on Twitter. Because I was asking him, I said, what regular cadence do you like to update this? And he basically said, update it if your answer to the following questions has changed. Hey, Ryan, what are you up to nowadays? And I just like the idea of it, and it's something that I wanted to add to my new portfolio, but definitely wasn't important enough to do right away. So now that it's out there, Linda Cat, thank you very much for the follow. So now that the website's out there, it's done, and I'm refining it and adding some more things to it. I figured we'd get started in that today. So let's go ahead and get this open. Hello, how are we today? All right, so put a now page on your current site a while back. The problem is that I seldom update it anymore as I move back from WordPress to Estro. I'm hoping to stay more on top of it. Yeah, I could definitely see that, and I think it also depends, right? Like, how often are those things in your life changing? You know, I think I said it earlier. I think right before you joined, but Brad Garipi on Twitter was like, change it whenever the question of what are you doing these days changes. And I like that. So that's what I'll be doing, and hopefully it changes pretty quickly in me getting a job. But you never know, right? Like, you could include obviously whatever you want on it. So that's what I like best. I don't know what's different in this page. That's okay. All right. I'm not sure where this is gonna live yet, so we're going. Your last update was 2 years ago. Well, now you can talk about you being on crutches because of knee surgery, dude. Yeah, I mean, with you changing to Astro now, it's definitely just not worth changing it on your current site. You're right. So, but yeah, dude, change it up, and I think it's the kind of thing that you kind of have to think about. So I'm probably gonna set a calendar reminder every 6 months, like, hey, update this if need be. And then if I don't, then I just don't do it. And then obviously bigger things in life, I'll probably think about and say, oh, hey, I should probably change it now. What is it saying is different here? Oh, yeah, we don't want that. Right, where is this gonna live? We're gonna put it over here. And so I'm kind of in the middle of refactoring my site, even though it just went live like uh, the end of December. So, and I just wrote about this, I think, in my asterisk. Well, I at least alluded to it, but in getting learning Astro and Tailwind and implementing CMS, I kind of just didn't do a great job taking full advantage of what Astro can do, and any framework, right? Like layouts and layout components, things like that. So I'll show you. I actually, like an idiot, just use the same HTML code, like just a straight up idiotic move. So I'll just be refactoring that down the road. But I'm also sort of changing my styles a little bit. So right now we have my current homepage here on the left, which you can see. And I sort of started just refining things, and so I have a test page right now that you can get to. It's live, but I don't care enough about having a split branch or anything. But you could see here, so I'm thinking of maybe going with a slightly different look, slightly different layout. This also sort of incorporates what you find on my blogs here, even though there's no padding because I wanted as much room for the content as possible. But if you go to my projects, it's again very similar there, where I just I want to keep a cohesive look, and I'm kind of using this as a playground for a future UI library that I'm thinking of building. And I also started building my Astro Next boilerplate with slightly opinionated, just styles that I know I like, and anyone could use them, change it to whatever you want. But for me, I'm just trying to keep building on this. And I go back and look at my previous versions of this portfolio, and it's kind of interesting to see the evolution of where I'm at now. But so for that reason, I'm going to be using this, which I have here. And so for that, I'm just going to actually just copy and paste, I think, the test page. Okay, and then we'll just go over to that. Okay. Not Michaela. Didn't I log in? Well, welcome. Thank you for joining. I didn't remember how to log in. It definitely says Michaela. Well, I know who you are. Mr. Diamond, you gem, how are you? It's been a long time. Well, thanks for signing in for me and figuring it out. I do appreciate that, seriously. I have weird. I ebb and flow with Twitch. I'll jump into it a lot for a month or so, and then I just stop watching it. But I think now that I'm trying to build it and also support other people that are trying to build their channel, I figure I might as well saying, Mr. Diamond. Well, I'm sorry, is Diamond Boy? Are you too young for Mr. Diamond? You're over 18. You're fine. Right. So up here, I just wrote about it in my article, but the title and description are props that I made over in my layout component. Here, I established them here. They are required, and that'll feed into the SEO, as well as I think I have a new hero. Oh yeah, but I put it up here because again, Foolish Ryan didn't really organize everything perfectly. So again, that's coming into future changes. It's going to be fixed. But I also call for the title and description here, and it feeds into this text. So this is the title, and then this is the description. I don't know if I'm going to keep it that way. I think it works nicely to ensure that every page has an H1 and it's descriptive and everything. So I'll see. Mr. Diamond is my dad. I'm just Diamond. Another day where Ryan coots from his garden. Yeah, dude. It's lovely over here. This is actually where the Goose and Untitled Goose game comes and hangs out, I think. So we're gonna start with this here, and I'll just say now, and again, this whole stuff can change, right? It doesn't really matter, but what I'm up to in the current moment. And we save that, and there you go. So I really like that flexibility of a framework, and it kind of got me really excited about it. So this doesn't. So this is using new navbar if I think about it, and no, again, so it doesn't have everything up to date, but that's okay. I'll pick and choose where I need to, and then make changes need be. Okay, so in here, let's get rid of you for now. So whatever I'm up to these days, let's take some quick notes. And I learned about this Excelidraw from Nate Codes, who I think is probably streaming still as well. And it's kind of just a nice, I don't know, nice place to do things. So I've not really used it yet. We're gonna just have at it. All right. So what am I doing now? Let's bump up the font size so we all can see it. Acceladro is great, dude. I really like it. Like I said, I've not really. I literally messed around with it for a few minutes last weekend, I think, when I saw Nate using it. Nate Codes on Twitter and Twitch, and I like it a lot. So I think I'm gonna just try exploring using it and stuff like that. And if it works for me, great. If not, I'll just go back to another tool. So what am I doing right now? Well, I'm streaming. That's obvious. I am blogging. I'm coding slash programming. I don't know really know if there's a difference. Does anyone think there's a difference between coding and programming? I'm newslettering. Writing newsletters. Applying for jobs and looking for my first job. I think this is, I could also just say like I'm transitioning careers. By the way, is the music loud enough? Are you not hearing it all? You let me know. Actually, it doesn't look like it's picking up anything. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, my end was just delayed. Oh, didn't want to do that. It was distracting. The music was distracting at first. Well, you mean before I actually jumped in when it was nice and loud? Yeah, it was some hype music. All right, so I'm streaming, blogging, coding, programming, writing newsletters, applying for jobs, transitioning careers. What the hell else am I up to these days? Okay, good. Can you hear me again? How do I panic in sign language? All right, cool, excellent. Odd that I can't hear anything, but that's a problem for me and not you. So as long as you're good, then we're good. I really don't know what the hell just happened. That's all right. So I think that's everything I'm doing right now, besides working 40 plus hours a week and moving homes. But no one needs to hear about that. Everyone else, everyone here, I think already knows about everything going on in my personal life. So something else that I did with this new layout that I did was I made sections based on Tailwind sizes, since I am using Tailwind CSS, and I kind of, again, I really want to have control over how wide or narrow parts are, and I want to keep it all the same. And yeah, I could just I actually might have done it, but I could just throw a wrapper on things, and that's kind of just my way of doing it. So I can establish it once, use it as a component, and then reuse that wherever I want to. Now, naturally, if it's nested in something, I won't be able to have like a section 2XL expand outside of it, unless I, of course, write those custom properties in. So just food for thought. But for me, this is how I want to do it. It works with my idea for my site. What if you want to do something different, go for it. But I kind of like that idea. Okay. So yeah, we have the layout, which is the main is wrapped in, and then the section 2XL. So that's the widest that it's going to be. So from there, yeah, dude, people came out to help and support. I do appreciate it. I do, I do, I do. All right. So let's go back to. I'll go away. Not that. Why do I have two of these open? Here we go. Um, don't know if we'll need that, but for now we'll keep And we'll just comment it out. And then obviously I have like, this is gonna have to go. I don't think I need this either. If this is just gonna be more text based. Um, Marino, thank you for jumping in. How are you, bud? So long, good sir. Thank you for jumping in when you could. Chris, right now I'm using Tailwind. I'm sorry, Astro, Tailwind, and Storyblock CMS. That's really it. That's going on my site. I don't know if Lapializer will pick up anything. Oh, I'll probably have to go to the live site for that, huh? Doesn't even pick anything up, huh? There it is. Astro, Storyblock, and Tailwind. Dude, I love Astro. I am all on board with it. Just published my article about it today. Looking to do some more technical articles about it. I think it's gonna be. It's just gonna be one of those things that sticks around, and I think they're going places. I know they sort of teased. I think they're gonna go in the direction of Vercel. I think how Vercel lets you have a database and there's analytics built in. I think they're going to go that route, but obviously in Astro's direction rather than React and Next.js, which I'm excited for. I really prefer it. I think it's. I said it in my article. I think people should learn Astro before they go ahead and learn React because you can really get the V word. I think people should learn Astro first because writing code itself is much more familiar to HTML, obviously. But you learn the syntax of JavaScript frameworks in general, and you learn the file structure of those things in a little bit of a safer environment. Because I'll be completely honest, and like so many people, you look at React for the first time and you're like, holy shit, what am I looking at, right? It's just overwhelming. Especially when I compare it to the projects I built prior. I mean, it doesn't even compare. How did you start using Astro? It was a conscious decision. I said with this portfolio, I wanted to learn three new things, or I wanted to use technologies and tools. I didn't want to use another or create another HTML, CSS, and plain JavaScript portfolio. And Astro was like the new kid on the block. Like it really, I think it was a version 3.0 they put out that it just blew up, at least from the time that I've been on Twitter. And I looked into it and I thought it was really cool. And Tailwind is something that I always put off learning because I said, oh, I love regular CSS. Like, why am I going to learn this thing? It kind of seems like it convolutes it, and I don't really see the benefits. And then I said, okay, screw it. We're going to throw it into the portfolio because it's something I want to learn and need to learn for the job market, right? And then I ended up falling in love with Tailwind as well. I think there's very much a place for regular CSS. Yeah, a block site is a great way to get used to it. JS Barrett, that was just in here, is talking about redoing his portfolio and blog. And I was like, just do it in Astro. And actually, someone else in the Discord that is with JS Barrett and Diamond Boy really pointed me towards Astro for my portfolio and blog site. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy it. Okay, so I don't think I need the two columns here, so we're gonna just get rid of everything in here inside of this div. Which is probably everything inside this section 2XL, yep. Alright, so we'll just leave this in here for context. What am I up to? P times 3, lorem 25. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Can I do, like, I want a paragraph with 25 lorem characters and then 3 of them. Is there an Emmet shortcut for that? Does anyone know? Diamond, I'm incredibly jealous that you use Astro at work. I saw you mention that today, and I was very, very jealous because I haven't seen a single job posting in the US for, at least that I've seen on LinkedIn and other sites. Vue is something I really want to learn as well, but again, there doesn't seem to be as much demand for it, again, from what I've seen in the US. I personally thought Astro was easy to learn coming from Vue. That's actually, you're not the only person to say that. Try switching back to Astro from Next.js, but use way too many RSCs. React server components I know are kind of, again, they're not new, but they keep coming back up in conversation, right? It's something that I just need to keep getting comfortable with React/Next, and I'm looking forward to doing it. Oh, what was the question? So, you know how you can do emmet? Like I can just do p times 3, right? And I'll get 3 of those. Is there an emmet? Because in here, I guess I could just do it this way. Right, if I just did like lorem 35. Um, just for some exit. But I was wondering if there's an emmet, and let me blow up my text editor just so you can see. Where I could say, like, I want a paragraph with lorem 25, and then I want 3 of them. Because right now that gives me that, obviously. So, like, what is the separator I need between the paragraph and the lorem starter to get what I just did above with the multi-cursor? And I'm actually going to find Brad's real quick for reference because I'm curious to see what he has on his. Funny, he's got a uses page, which is also on my list of things to do. All right, so for reference, this is Brad's, who I just mentioned earlier. Oh, didn't need to do that. So it's very basic, and that's the whole point of them. And that's kind of what I like is you just write a short thing and say, you know, who you're about, what you're about, and then of course it's just integrated into the rest of your site. So I'm still working at Atlassian, change the Lumen constant. Again, I don't want to like copy and paste, but I do actually like that he's got the date up here too. That's actually a really good idea. So he just changed this recently, I should say. So how about we do this? We make this the date. Today is February 12th, or 12th February for Diamond Boy. I currently use Sanity CMS. I'm curious as to what Storyblock looks like from the UI. Yeah, I'll show you. I don't have anything on there that I'm hiding. Really? Okay. Maybe it's because like they're all linked up in the now whatever website. Yeah, now.com. But it's also good, I guess, to have like a checklist. So this is Storyblock, and I'm sorry, it's just white. It's a flashbang, so you'll have to. I hate to say deal with it, but deal with it. So there is a pretty generous free tier, in my opinion, which is great. It does allow you to have one space, they call them. So obviously I'm using that for my current blog, and you can see here I'm on the community plan. My eyes too. Do you see how bright? Actually, well, I can turn down the brightness for me. It's not going to do anything for you. So, well, now if you're blind, you definitely cannot see anything here. But so for the community, you get up to 250 gigs of traffic use, a million API calls per month, and yeah, so that's nice for me. You also get up to 25,000. Okay, so each post is called a story in Storyblock. Get the name. Not for W. What's going on, my brother? My little brother. You can store up to 2,500 assets. Blocks are what make up the content that you make, and I'll go more into that as well. And you can only have one user at a time. Whatever. Yeah, their pricing is bonkers. So if you ever need to, if you go past this, just look elsewhere. Unless your job's gonna pay for it, because it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Simply Cozy, hello, Michaela, not Michaela. Thank you for following. Yeah, so then if we go into the block library, this is where things you see like the blog post, my blog post list, feature post, and the page. And so they have different types and everything. So right now, if you go to my website, I have 2 lists of blog posts. I have this, which is my featured page. And then if you actually go to my blogs page, this is the other blog list. I'm sure I could actually reuse it. But again, when I was just getting it out there, I said, okay, I want a maximum of 4 posts on my homepage, and I actually have to include pagination here, but I'll have like, up to X amount here. Yeah, so this just manages your blog post. You write it in here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Um, so you do if you'll get a preview if you're running a dev server, so that's pretty sweet. If not, it'll just be blank here, which whatever. I'm actually writing. I've been writing these in Notion, and then I just started using Simple Note because Notion only supports up to header 3, which is really frustrating. And they like use Markdown, but don't fully support all of it. So I started using Simple Note and then just throwing it in here. And here, I'll just make this full screen actually for you real quick. Just blind you even more. It's fine. It's fine. But then here you have some of the components that I made up. So I want a publish date, I want the title, I want the description, I want my featured image, and obviously then in my code, we'll go to that's not what I want. Where are we? Oh, down in the storybook. So Storyblock, when you install it, has components. So you can see there, those are your blocks. So in here, I have my section, article, and it's just pulling everything from Storyblock. I think I'm gonna have to make it, and yeah, dude, it's brutal, and I just hate that extension dark mode everything or whatever because it just ruins some sites. It's really unfortunate, but this kills me. I gotta say. So long. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for the follow. Enjoy your book club. So yeah, I again, it comes with these built in when you install it, and you can just tell it where you want what on your page. So it's pretty nice. Incoming flashbang. Incoming flashbang. And yeah, and you just this itself doesn't accept. Well, this editor here doesn't take Markdown, but there's an insert Markdown button, and you just paste it in there, and you're good to go. So. That is Storyblock. It's been good to me so far. It's like the first CMS that I really like grasped, but you know, it's fine. Not Diamond Boy. Thank you for following. Yeah, I tried a couple of others. Like Strappy CMS was attractive to me, and I liked the user interface, but something just wasn't clicking. And then when I tried Storyblock CMS, it just clicked with me in terms of hooking it up. So yeah, Sanity CMS is a good pricing. Free tier was yes, yeah, definitely. I'd love to see you check more out of it. There's so many options, right? There's Sanity, Storyblock, Strappy, Contentful, which is another one that people recommended. But again, I just said screw it. I'm gonna stick with this. Wonder who that not Diamond Boy was. Wow, if only I could speak today, that'd be great. Some bot probably, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Astro also has really good Markdown support, and I could have just done that, but I wanted the experience of integrating a CMS and using their API to get information and things like that. I have no qualms with just using Markdown files for your content. I think it's a really easy and elegant solution. Diamond Boy, but from Alzi. I like. Well, I could put this in light mode if you really, if you really want. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna pop that there. Okay. Close the stream. Yeah, I can't blame you, to be completely honest. All right, so if I were literally following this word for word, and then I'll change it myself. I am working it right. Not for a W. You know, it's funny. Wally mentioned, and not for a W for anyone that doesn't know, is my brother, my twin brother, who has just started his career in IT. Very exciting after he bounced around. He and I have a very similar path. Both went to school for music education and performance. We did not graduate from any of 3 schools that we did go to due to various reasons. And then we both kind of meandered for a while trying to find a career that would, I mean, for me, I could speak for myself, pay enough to live. And I think I finally found that in what I'm doing now in procurement and supply chain, but I despise it, especially working in the government industry. It's just not what I want. And I started coding late 2019. I've always been interested in it, but I had tunnel vision on music. It was my love. It was my pride and joy. It was something that I was good at, and I just stuck with it. And I think that's why a lot of kids keep doing something because they have natural talent at it, right? Um, Not to say that I miss it every day that I don't do it, but yeah, coding just kind of latched onto me right around the same time. It was the late 2019, early 2020. That's when I got my first job in procurement. So I've been doing that. It's just kind of been sucking the life out of me. Dude, I'm gonna be an open book, honestly, especially because coding is such a like it is a passion of mine. It's something I'm really interested in. I'm just a techie. I am very much into this and knowing how computers work. And I remember like just Wally, if you remember our first Dell PC that we got, like plugging everything in. We didn't build it. We merely just plugged things into the I/O ports at the back and everything. But I was so infatuated from that point of like, oh, tech. Oh, what is this? And yeah, it just kind of just helped me. So let's see. I don't know that I necessarily want to put my employer's name on here, not because I'm worried about anything from them, but I just don't feel like linking to a completely different thing. Weird, but my first VR experience got me into tech many years ago, and then I could be more different. Yeah, Marino. Okay, so for Marino, I don't know how old VR is at this point. For you to say many years ago, when did the first VR headset come out? But I do remember my first time with VR. It was revolutionary. If you did a stream together side by side, it'd be like a VR video. Yeah, we'll get there someday. And Simply Cozy is my sister, 5 years younger than us. She simply couldn't be more different because her Google Foo is beyond weak. I love you, but it's terrible, and we said that to you last night. I forgot about Google Cardboard. That shit was sick. That was sick. The family's all here. Yeah, where's that SpongeBob meme when you need them, right? Oh, the gang's all here. To web development. Man, I feel like I'm just writing down what I've been telling people since attending that, which I guess is a good thing. Braden, what is going on? Thank you very much for dropping by. I'm sure it's a busy time for you with the family and everything. Was the Quest 2? When did the Quest 2 come out? October 13th, 2020. Uh, I'm sorry. This is not something I expected, but the Sword of Damocles. In 1968, Ivan Sutherland and his student Bob Sproul created the first VR AR head mounted display called the Sword of Damocles. Damocles? Damocles, I'm going to go with. That was connected to a computer, not a camera. That is not what I expected. Well, there you go. We all learned something today. Yeah, Virtual Boy is what I was thinking of, but that's not VR. That's just like a headache in a game, right? All I see is red. Dude, I don't know, man. I mean, like, props to them for trying something new. Nintendo's never been foreign for trying something new, right? For the most part. All right, so his first paragraph is what he's doing for work. It looks like. Maybe I'll expand on what I'm doing. So, like, currently, I am building or learning this, and that via several projects. Of the work office. Google Stadia will be the virtual boy of today. It was just too soon. Dude, Google Glass was 100% too soon. I'm still to this day think that Google Glass will be the way. Like I that's all I want, especially as a glasses wearer. I don't want a VR headset. I do not want an Apple whatever the fuck what are they calling it? What's the new Apple thing? The Vision Pro. I don't want something that's gonna cover me entirely. Just give me that. Give me what's the thing from Dragon Ball Z? The Scatter Seeker or whatever to read the power levels. Give me that. Yeah, I don't need ski goggles all the time. All right, so let's see if I did this and we did I do for work. I do for fun. Dude, I told you that Aldi's chocolate has no right being. Actually, a lot of things from Aldi have no right being as good as they are, but especially that. I mean, like, I'm a sucker for good milk chocolate. I love good dark chocolate too. Quest 2 can do everything that Apple Vision Pro can do for about 3K less. Seeing people's reviews and what they're doing with the Vision Pro, I don't know that I agree with that. I do think there's things though that the can't rob me the same. I do think that there's obviously things that the Quest 2 can do that the Vision Pro doesn't do, like video games, right? I would really like to see what it would be like using the Vision Pro for work. Again, you have the floating display. You only have one display. You're in a virtual space and they're still limiting to one display from your Mac. I just don't understand it. All right, so that's going to be the 2XL, and down here I don't need the blogs, so that's fine. It's finally giving window apps for Apple TV and Apple Music. Yeah, dude, finally, because they are unbundling everything from the iTunes app, which has been long in need of an overhaul. So that's good because goddamn, dude, we need it. I do wish Apple would give the put the classical music app on Android as well, because that's, I mean, they bought out another company that was specializing in classical music. God damn, like just give me that. It would be cool. It's really good, and it's really good, and I wish it was a separate what I'm saying. I wish it was a separate subscription, but you know, at least it's tied in if you already use Apple Music, I guess. Oh, music. Is that why I'm not hearing my music anymore? Because the app just decided to close on me? Cool. Nope, it's just not working. Interesting. Bear with me. I need to figure out why I don't hear any music because it's very upsetting to me. Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself because I don't get any music today. Yeah, but you're not supposed to be hearing the Apple Music. You're only supposed to be hearing Spotify. And I don't hear anything. Something got screwed up. I don't really know what happened. Yep, just me and my thoughts. I had connected Apple Music to my Wavelink so that way I could use the copyrighted music and listen to like Yellow Card because I've been jamming to Yellow Card these last couple days. But no, just me and my thoughts, like Diamond said. So again, I don't know if these headers are necessary, but I like them. And again, this page is just for whatever I want to do, and it's my website, so I can do whatever the hell I want. Talk, Talk louder to block out your thoughts. Mota, holy, what is going on? Hello, hello. Holy, what a blast from the past. Good to hear from you. Did you hear about Disney and Epic Games collab? No, no, I didn't. What are they collabing for? All Marvel stuff? Because that's gonna be great. Um, okay. What I do for work, what I do for fun, and let's say the last header will be and this is gonna be that conference. Do I not have styling for that? I should. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can't. No, I can't imagine I would have it off by default. I have to look into that. What the hell is the tailwind for list styles? I don't think I've ever had to look this up. Okay, list. Weird. Okay, it is what it is. Also, I guess I'll have to go through in this because that should have some padding as well. Probably invested. Disney invested 1.5 billion into Epic Games to add their characters to the. Oh, Dios mío. Probably also invest into the Unreal 5 tech they use in all their shows. That I would very much believe in. Disney movies have always looked good, and I would not be surprised if they're going to keep using Unreal Engine for that. And investing in that is a great idea. But I do not want to see Disney stuff into all of Epic's games. Not that I play much of Epic's games, but still, it's like the principle of it. I feel, but you know, what do I know? Did I miss any follows? Linda, we got Chris, we got Barrett's not here, but we got him. Michaela, we got and not Diamond Boy. Excellent. Just making sure. I want to thank all of you. I appreciate you being here. Adagio XOXO, thank you very much for the follow. Are you a little Adagio XOXO? Is that because you like love Adagio for strings? What's the story behind that username? I'm curious. All right, so this is fine. What are we doing here? I want a larger margin down here. I'm transitioning careers from procurement supply chain to web development. I've been studying web development with a focus on front end work since late 2019. Currently, I'm learning this. Okay, so currently I'm learning, yeah, React / Next.js because that's never going to end. I am going to be focusing on MySQL here very shortly, so that's good. MySQL, yeah, like that via several projects, and I want to link to my GitHub. People are going crazy about it because Epic Games is based in Cary, North Carolina. I mean, hopefully that'll open up some jobs, right? Although the Carolinas definitely don't need more more people there. That's for sure. Once again, we're about to move in together so we can each get TikTok. I mean, fucking sign me up. Yeah, honestly, it seems like with everything going on in my life, I don't plan on meeting anyone ever again, and I plan on living alone in the future. But for now, I'll move, live with my brother so we can afford our own places and just keep moving up in the world. I fucking muted myself here. Dude, that's funny, Mota. It's not for everyone, and obviously, you know, you find something else that you're into. What are you doing these days, Mota? What's keeping you busy? What did I say while I was muted? Because I was drinking. I don't think anything super relevant. So, oh, I did mention though my massive backlog of games, which I wanted to just talk about because I like that he did. And video games are part of my life; they've always been. Working in IT right now, but going to be working on getting a job in networking. Very cool. So you want to go that route in your IT career? Congrats on the associates, early associates. Well, early, but not that early. It's already the middle of February. That's awesome. Daywalker, hello, hello, thank you. I saw that you followed me when I was 8 hours ago before I was streaming, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the follow. How are you? Ah, okay, yes, yes, cool. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Mota is still playing WoW. I don't know if I've been staying with school, work, and rugby more. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I'm glad you're still playing rugby. That's sick. I like to say that I've been clean from WoW for about 3 months now because, yeah, we all know what it. Well, those of us that know for sure what it's like. I I'll definitely be playing again. Dragonflight was a really good expansion, and right now you're PC refresh technician for a hospital system. Very cool, dude. I like what I like about the IT world is, or the industry, I guess, is it seems like a very structured path that you can go on. You know, you get your job, you put in your 2 years or whatever, and you can move up. You get this certification to go that direction. You get this certification to go in that direction, and all along the way, you keep learning and progressing and moving up. Um, I was definitely interested in the networking side of things as well when I considered doing IT work. And this was, oh god, this was like 6 years ago at this point. So I saw though the path, and I said I don't want to take a job that's going to pay so little at that point. Um, and I don't think I don't look for a minimum pay because I'm full of myself. Like that's certainly not what it is. I just know how expensive everything is, and I also make a. I don't want to say I do well because I can't afford to live on Long Island by myself, but I do okay at my current job, and I'm very fortunate to be making that amount. So, moving from, I mean, I'll be transparent. Right now, I'm making 70K a year, which isn't amazing, but it's better than a lot of people. And then having to go to something that would be paying me like 40 to 45, or even actually less at that time. Um, I just was not interested in doing it, and I'm very aware that I'm happy to take a very lateral raise for my first web dev job, even if a slight pay cut because I can afford to. But yeah, can't do coding makes me want to die. Again, it's not for everyone. Parts of it certainly aren't for me. Parts of it I struggle with more than others, like everyone else. You know, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. But if you like the see, like I don't know, I think it's part of lack of exposure. I am a huge no, I don't want to say I'm a huge IT guy, but I have been the family IT person for years, and I always throughout my life I kind of got into many different things at different parts of my life. Whether it was music, which was the biggest part of my life for sure, um, but computers and hardware. Then we have software and everything like that. And now coding, like I really enjoy that. I seem to have this thing though that once I get into something, I dive real deep into it. No matter what it is, it could be just a hobby, it could just be a random interest. I mean, I remember when I was really into astronomy and I just started reading all these books and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, and I still love it, but I just cannot commit my time like that. So, Adagio XOXO had to verify your account. Hello, welcome again. Thank you for the follow. All right. Oh, I'm using my phone as my camera, so I can't see what my actual backlog is, but I know a few of them right off the top of my head. So, uh, about to hit the gym. Yo, Marino, have fun. Lift some weights for me because I definitely didn't do anything today, but sit at my desk chair. So I do appreciate it. Have fun, dude. And we're just gonna say Owl Boy for now. I do plan on playing that on stream, but that's all right. And for now, we'll just make this margin left. What am I doing? That? Yeah, that looks fine. I'll have to see. That is. Oh yeah, we don't need this. I don't need any images, and I'm not gonna have that, so that can go. I'm going to college and really want to get into computer science for your major. Good for you for going to college for it. It's so you're going into college, meaning this is your last year of high school. I'm guessing, or no, actually doesn't mean anything. Maybe you just took some years off between graduating high school and college. What makes you want to go into computer science? Oh yeah, I didn't get to see what Moda said. I want a year done, do this job. You can't do coding. I want to eventually be like people who help new businesses with their network and internet setups. Yeah, so that's what our cousin's doing right now. And his father, our uncle, used to be an IT networking and infrastructure consultant for a lot of Fortune 500 companies. I wish I picked his brain more, to be honest. I know it's a stable job, and I like math, and I want to work from home. I think it would be a good option to also get a decent salary without a ton of college. Yeah, so computer science opens you up to a lot of different avenues. For the record, I do not currently have a job in it. I am a self-taught developer looking for my first job in the field. So, um, I didn't go to school for it. I went to school for music education and performance, and I didn't graduate from the schools that I went to. And now I am 32, turning 33 this year. And coding's always been something that it's interested me. Interested me. Um, so I think here's and you didn't ask for my wisdom, but here is my experience from going for something just because it offers you a decent paycheck. and maybe you're different than me, right? Like I couldn't manage it because, or I can't manage it because I want fulfillment out of my day to day, what I'm doing 8 hours a day. Um, but I am really looking forward to doing something that I get joy from in my 8 hours a day of work or whatever it might be. The money is just a benefit for me, right? Do I think like I went to school for education, and there's not a lot of money in public education, so I think I was okay with that because I really enjoyed the thought of teaching. But not everyone has to have these lofty, not pursuits, but motivators, right? If money's your motivator and you like your job, go for it. I just hope that you find joy in it day to day. Working from home would be great. I know it's kind of an iffy thing right now. I really want to work from home, so hopefully this career change leads me to that. That's for sure. And I wouldn't say it's always a stable job. Right now is not the last 2 years, the last year at least has not been a great time for the tech industry. That part of that I think is due to overhiring, 2020, and maybe part of 22. But it does, I think your skills will always be in demand no matter what. You just have to continue learning. Mota, oh god, I remember meeting you all when I was a teen. Oh my god, you just turned 27, Mota. Dude, that's fucking ridiculous. All right, let's grab the Sea of Stars link. And then Alloboy. Do they have a website? They do. Okay. I think I really like these hints of color on the underlines. I think I want to change that in my CSS so that the text decoration at least has a different color. What is the rule for that in Tailwind? Perfect. Okay. Do I have any tips for you? If you feel like college is the right route for you, go for it. I agree with what Mota said. Go to community college first. Um, I don't know how old you are. You don't need to tell me your age, but I think going to a community college does a couple of things for you. A, you will likely save money. B, you get to actually see whether or not you're really going to be interested in like what you're looking to do for the rest of your life. Um, but the important thing with community college, and a lot of things, but especially community college where you are commuting, is you'll get from it what you put into it. Put 110% of your time into it. Put your time into the extracurriculars and who you meet there. It's really easy with a commuter school to just be like, I got to drive there and drive home. I want to get the fuck home and out of class. I have to go to work and have to do this. Yeah, community first is definitely the way. I went to a 4 year school at first, not for W. Went to a 4 year school at first. That's kind of what was shoved down our throats when we were in school. And I hope it's changing. Go to community school first. Save yourself a potential headache, and if anything, you'll save yourself money. And then those credits will transfer, and you may end up finding a job that you don't need a career for, and you don't have to continue going to school. Because especially for IT work, you have to get those certifications no matter what, right? Um, yeah, growing up is a big thing. I say this to this day. Um, Again, I'm 32 years old. Every year goes by, and I feel like I'm a completely different person than I was the year before. I think that um, you're going to grow a lot. Again, whether you're 17 now, going in, you're in your senior year of high school, or you're 26 now, or 29, or maybe you're older than me, and I'm sure then you know the same thing. But just based on your questions and things, I think you're probably a little younger than me. But yeah, you'll grow up a little bit, and I know again you might say, "Oh, I don't have to grow up anymore." You'll change. What you're into would change. Who you hang out with will change. Yeah. Community college professors tend to care more about your success and actually give you more experience. I'm glad you had that experience. I think again, I didn't put enough into my community college to get out of it much of anything. I know for sure that I had to get my ego in check. So I came from a 4-year school where I was majoring in music education, and I came down to this community school back at home and thought who I was. And I knew that at the time, I was like, I don't belong here. Like, I'm a better musician than everyone else here. I mean, and that was the truth at least. Like, Wally and I were amongst the best musicians there, and that's okay. We were always a big fish in a small pond, because when I went away to that 4-year school, it was a completely different story. Um, but it humbled me, and that's what was really good about it. It humbled me. So take advantage of whatever community college is nearest by you. Go there. You'll enjoy it. I think as long as you put some effort into it. If you can get away with not working that much, I think that's great. Of course, I don't know your financial situation or whatever your living situation may be. And I worked a part-time job. Um, I don't know if I was teaching at that point, but I was performing on the side and stuff. And um, yeah, have fun. Have fun with it though. That's the most important thing. All right, where is my A rule? Did I not have one on this new one? I might not. Oh, here it is. Okay. Um, so it was text color? No, decoration. Okay, perfect. So here we're just gonna say decoration, emerald. Perfect. Okay, good. Yeah, I like that. I could even increase that, but I think I'm gonna leave it for now. Never let people tell you that trades are a bad route in life for you. You may find out you like working in those fields, dude. All right, yeah, that's another thing. Don't ignore trade skills if it's something that you like, um, or you might like. Simply Cozy's husband works in a trade and makes bank if you're willing to put in the work, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I think there's also something to be said for maybe a job that leaves you more energy, whether it's physical or mental, more energy for the things that you like really, really care about afterwards. Um, have hobbies, you know. Simply Cozy says community college is 100% how much you put into it and your level of dedication to absorbing as much knowledge as you can while you're there. Yeah, it's something that I really wish I took more advantage of, because I know there was a lot of good people at Suffolk Community College, and yeah, one of my main goals is to have a salary that I can live comfortable in. That's going to depend more on how you progress in your field, right? A college degree does not necessarily mean you'll be getting paid a lot of money. Again, just like at any public school teacher. If you're interested in the computer science world, though, yeah, high salaries tend to follow that. So, again, my goal too is just I don't want to be. I mean, I would love to be rich, but I just want to live comfortably. I got a friend who was a high school dropout and became a welder and now does weld. Yeah, dude. All right. So again, I worked at a different job I had. If you were a good, like a really good welder, they would pay you a bunch of money because of what they were working on. I can't say, but it was very important work that was literally life or death. So if yeah, again, you can make a lot of money just welding. If you want to work at a desk and work 40 days, work from home, like you mentioned, go for something that you can work remotely. I think it is the future. I think 2020 showed that. I think there's just a lot of older people in charge still that want to say no to those of us that are looking to do it. But I do think it's gonna really come to fruition. Um, what's the decoration thickness? The thickness. Hmm. Oh, that's not a thing. Shit. You may make a lot of money as a welder, but that's a hard job. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You simply can't do that for working from home. That's for sure. It's based off of my skill in the field rather than a college degree or something. College degree, going to college can certainly help you get there faster. This is not, in my opinion, college degrees are not 100% worth it. There are jobs that still hire you only if you have a college degree. That is going, like, that seems to be going away as we progress. The current job that I'm in, actually, I'm an oddity. They still look for computer college grads to hire. I should not have gotten my job, but they took a risk on me, and I'm thankful they did. It opened a lot of doors in general in life. There are a lot of other factors at play. 100%. If you feel like the structure from college will help you, go for it, because that is something that a self-taught route does not have. There is no structure. It's up to you to decide what you're learning, when you're learning it, and there's an overabundance of things on the internet telling you what to learn and how to learn it. Yeah, not for a W saying he's the only one in his department without a computer science degree. It'll open a lot of doors if you apply yourself. Apply yourself. Whatever you're doing. Um, I'm thinking now of Pirate Software, who was a massive streamer. But he said, don't half-ass anything in life, full-ass it. And I'm gonna 100% do that, and that's what I'm doing right now. Again, for a reference, for those of you that don't know, I just started applying to jobs in this field, 2 to 3 months ago. It is a terrible time to be applying for jobs as a junior, due to the amount of layoffs and the amount of companies not looking to hire juniors. I went to a tech conference called That Conference, and it was life changing. And since then, 2 weeks ago, it was only 2 weeks ago now. Was it 2 weeks? Yeah, yeah, it was the last week of January. I have been busting my ass, but I'm so happy to be busting my ass. I started writing blogs again. I started writing newsletters again. I am streaming now because I've always enjoyed streaming, but B, if it's gonna help build my community and put my face out there, why not, right? I got to watch it online, but that conference was fantastic. Oh, yeah, I'm so glad they streamed it. I really am glad. If you can get to one in person, go to one in person because it'll be even better. But I completely understand. Like, I was fortunate to win a ticket. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. And even then, paying for my hotel, my car rental, and stuff was still more money than I really should have spent. But I said I can't let this opportunity go to waste. And now I have certain people watching just because I met them at that, and I have people. I mean, I'll show you right now. Like, I just thought this was amazing earlier. Um, where are we? So I tweeted today about looking for a job, and it's got a 1.1 thousand, almost 1,200 impressions. This is far better performing than anything else because the amount of people that retweeted it, and that network, it's just like a ripple effect almost, because the people that I met at that want to see you do well and want to help you so much. Like, networking is massive. But just for comparison, this has almost, like we just saw, it's got 1,200, 35 inside, impressions there, 516 again because of my that friends. Like, they're the only reason why I feel like I'm seeing more here. I've also been more consistent with it. 103 here, 1.1k. So network and go to meetups in person. Find a computer science meetup near you if you're interested in it. I think people will see a young person that's motivated to say, "Hey, I want to help you." I don't know if I like this being thicker. I'm playing with the thickness of the underline because, again, I like the hint of color here, but I think that's too thick. So I'll just leave it at the default, which is 2 pixels. I had that splash of color. Mota saying, my networking has been mainly through playing rugby. Tons of alumni from my team and current players are all from all places. Dude, that's massive. And you playing rugby, even better, because it's a great way to meet people that are interested in something like you and probably have something besides their like for rugby. You likely have more stuff in common. Simply Cozy, I feel like they like to see I feel like they like to see you have that expensive piece of paper that displays your ability to take on tasks, problem solve, have time management skills, etc. Every other person who has a degree is displaying those same abilities, skills, and knowledge portrayed through projects and portfolios will speak for them for volumes for you. Yeah, exactly right. Someone who they were in the stream earlier, they asked about the importance of portfolios, websites, and for me, I think it's massive. And of course, it depends on what medium you're looking to get hired for. But if you're doing anything, if you're working in a if I'm sorry, let me think about this. If you're going into a field or you are in a field where you create something, whether it's something from nothing like I'm doing, or if you physically create something like art, photography, woodworking, having a portfolio to show what you really can do is crucial. And then I think if you show that you have a basic understanding of those things in your portfolio, oh, and the skills that surround that, is crucial. Is crucial in life. Dale Walker says, I started learning to code mid 2022. Last year, my mental health fell off a cliff, so I hadn't touched any code whatsoever until a couple of weeks ago. Just trying to get back on track now. So when I said that I've been coding on and off since 2019 or early 2020, I can't remember which it was. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. My mental health has been through its ups and downs, and for various reasons. Um, and with that, when I get depressed, I stay in bed all day, and I like to sleep, and that's not uncommon. So I'm glad that you're feeling better, and maybe it was that conference that dragged you out of it, and that's great. It was incredibly motivating for me and a lot of other people. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help, like Mota is saying. I run the social media page for my rugby team now, which technically counts towards a job experience. Hell yeah, dude. Like, use that. Use your learning as experience, too. I don't have 3 years work experience with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but I have years of learning it and applying it in my own projects, right? All right, let's see how my now page is coming since it shouldn't be taking that long, but I'm talking to you all, and I appreciate you being active in chat. It's awesome. Transitioning careers from procurement and supply chain to web development. I've been studying web development with a focus on front end work since late 2019. Currently I'm learning React slash Next.js, MySQL. Let's change that. So that should be. Where are we? Currently I am learning React Next.js and MySQL via several projects, as well as focusing on building my community. Let's give examples of that. And we'll link to all three of these. So, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Twitch. All right, let's go grab all those. I guess it's not Twitter anymore. I will continue to make that mistake forever and ever. Twitter was such a better name than fucking X. The only X I want in my life is Mega Man X. Is LinkedIn not on here? Do they not offer LinkedIn? I wonder. Let's see. Not for W. I was pretty bad mindset a couple years back as well. It takes time to recover from that. I've fallen on and off for years now. All that matters is that you keep on. Yep, that's exactly right. My brother and sister both know where I've been. Yeah, I'll forever call it Twitter. X is just terrible. Twitter just had an identity, and X simply does not. When the URL is still twitter.com, yeah, they definitely just have redirects going to places. And what I find interesting, I think it was in Discord. Discord must not have updated their URL previews because I think, or no, it was Twitch actually. When you're on a channel for Twitch and you see these icons here, If you put in an x.com, if you notice on the bottom left, it's pointing to twitter.com/my username. And then you'll get an icon. There's no icon for X built into this, so idiotic, I know, but I'm anal about that. Demon, what is going on? Thank you for jumping in here, my dude. I've been using Twitter since December 2008. Can't call it anything else. I forget when I started using Twitter. I was definitely a very late comer to it because I just didn't see the point in it. And now I'm using it because I want a job in web development, and that's where the people are. But there's a really good side of Twitter, and that's where I've curated my feed and who I surround myself digitally. And there's I mean, we all know there's really bad parts of Twitter, toxic, negative, like wastelands of places. So just like in real life, you know, the saying goes, you're a product or a byproduct of the 5 people you surround yourself with most. It's the same thing digitally. Surround yourself with people that are going to bring you up instead of putting you down. And yeah, and actually it's something that I said earlier that I heard while I was at that. I can't solve your problems, but I can share my experiences. And that's something that I really want to remind myself of daily, because unless someone explicitly asks you to help them fix something, don't do it. They're coming to you with a problem because they want to be heard. And I think just in general, sharing your experiences, you know, you're empathizing with them, that you can relate. And if they gain any value from that, or maybe help themselves with that experience that you shared, great. But don't try to solve everyone's problems. You can't do it. Outside of the work office, you can find. Okay. I've been studying web development with focus on front end work since late 2019. Currently, what did I just do? Learning React, Next.js, and MySQL via several projects, as well as focusing on building my community on X, LinkedIn, and Twitch. But let's not have that part of it. I think also hyperlinking into X is fucking miserable because it's one character wide. I gotta start using Twitter more for networking. Watching that conference definitely maybe. Yeah. It was really, really good for that. Taylor Dessian, he is a recruiter for Gun.io, but he focuses solely on developers. He had a really good talk on it. I don't know how many notes I really got from Taylor, to be completely honest, because I was so focused on paying attention in the moment. But let me see. Let's see. Where are we? Yeah, okay, good. So you already follow Taylor. Yeah, he is great. Meeting him in person, I was a little worried. And honestly, I think that's one of my greatest takeaways also from that was how authentic people really are online. I think that I was worried. A couple of people in particular, and I'm not afraid to say their names, but Taylor was one of them, and Danny Thompson was another. I didn't know if they were always putting on a show. Mota, dude, thank you so much for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Come and hang and chat anytime. Enjoy your dinner. But yeah, Taylor and Danny, because they seem to have such big personalities on social media, I was like, are they putting on a show? Are they fake? And authenticity, I keep seeing. Well, for me, it's definitely become more of a big thing in the last few years, but I think in the world in general, it's becoming more and more. So, meeting them in person, they were the same way in person that they are online. The first night, actually, I was at that. I met Danny amongst a few other people. Shashi Lowe, Braden, who was in here earlier, and they were just listening to me and wanted to help. And again, like, it's just unreal. So, surrounding yourself with people that will bring you up and not put you down. Yeah, I was afraid. I was just like you. I followed a lot of these people for a while and just didn't say much. Never really interacted with them. And now it's just like I was hanging out with Danny every night, right? Like I got coffee and drove with Taylor. Danny and I are connected on LinkedIn now, and while I wouldn't say I talk to him every single day, there's other people too that I've just had conversations with, and it's great. Um, yeah, dude, that's really funny. I definitely followed. My Twitter blew up, and I relatively blew up for me, right after that conference. Don't be afraid to just to comment them or DM them. If they have the time, they'll say hello or whatever back. Um, Brad Garapi reached out to me out of the blue on Twitter and said some really nice things that I'm forever grateful for. Um, yeah, so just don't be afraid. Reach out. Outside the work office, if I may. All right. Oh, I can't say that I currently do anything, but I do plan on. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this last paragraph here. And frankly, I can't say that I'm actually doing anything right now, so I'm going to omit it. But I do have plans to get more physical, and I can't lie and say that right now. But hopefully within the next month or two, I could update this and say, yeah, now I'm doing this regularly. So we'll just get rid of that. And what am I missing here? I got flow on main. Do I have it on these components? I do. It doesn't feel big enough to me, so where did that go? So this flow class of mine, you'll see it right here at the top. Here, I'll blow this up again for you. And now it's gone. Where'd you go? Okay, nope. All right, so this is a cool little bit of code that I really like. Oh god, I'm Yokley. I'm Yokley. Thank you very much for the follow. I do appreciate it. So this is something I actually stole from Andy Bell. If you're not familiar with Andy Bell, he is the writer and owner of Piccalilli. He is a designer developer in the UK. I really enjoy his work. I've followed him for a long time now, actually. But he's got this flow element that he uses, and so it's made up of two rules. Margin block start. Okay, so this is just taking the margin at the start of it. Mapping depends on the parent elements. Writing mode, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, Nate is rating me right now. My man, thank you very much for the follow, dude. That's huge. Hello to everyone coming in from Nate's on all its follows. Holy. Hello there. And Nate's another one that I met at that conference. It was great to meet him and finally chat. Someone else I've followed on Twitter for a while. Man, my second night streaming, and I'm getting rated. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate it. Let's run down these recent follows. I'm Yokley. Thank you for the follow. Nate Codes, thank you very much for the raid and the follow. X90, me too. Devin Zara, thank you all for the follows. This is awesome. Chris Wicks left me to go watch Nate, and now he's back. It's just like a thank you so much. Another follow from Zaramau Dev. Thank you so much. Yeah, where's Leroy Jenkins? I'm gonna have to get a stream deck now so I could have some sound bites, and that would definitely be a good moment for Leroy Jenkins. That's awesome, Nate. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, dude. Just talking about this flow rule here. So I have it applied basically on any element that's containing. It's got children, right? So for example, if we're here, I'll make this bigger. Brad, so long for now. Dude, thank you. How did the rest of your stream go, Nate? Dude, I was wondering how you did that. All right, well, right now. We're going to shout out Nate Codes for that. And if everyone interested in some web development, go follow Nate. give him a follow. Find him on Twitter. Nate's a really, really, really good guy. Gave a great talk about confidence at that. Busted out his sweet blue suit. It was very cool and great to hang out and everything. Oh, dude, I'm looking forward to it. I definitely need to rewatch that. I think a bit of a imposter syndrome is hitting as I do more and more this week out of my element. Dude, I feel you. Trust me. I get it. I get it. I get it. Good. That shout out command is fantastic. Definitely go give Nate a follow. We're gonna shout him out one more time in case no so anyone missed it. Look at oh, I gotta wait. Well, I have to wait an hour. Well, goddamn. What are oh okay? So see now Nate's teaching me because I never really managed a stream where I used any of these things, but all these channel management commands and everything like that. How about that? Nate is pretty awesome indeed. And there's shit codes. That's great. I met Chris at that conference as well. Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna need to shout out a few different people here. So, I am Wix. That's not what it was. Shout out. Nate, I'm sorry, Nate. I talked about I am Wix, who I'll be shouting out here shortly. Is someone else who's a career transitioner looking for his first job in the field and works in the same industry as me for a basically a competitor of mine. Very interesting, very small world, but you love to see it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Shook's first stream. I helped her set it up a bit today. Dude, yeah, it's a really small world. I don't get it, man. And also, his partner is also a therapist, which my ex-wife is. Just super fucking small world. All right, and there's the shadow for I am Wix, aka Chris Wix. If you're interested in following someone else who was on his own journey, go ahead and give him a follow. Great, great, great dude, Chris. You were like the life of the party. I feel like anytime you walked in the door, so it was awesome to meet you. Much appreciated. So we're talking about this flow element, and really all it does is applies margin at the start of each block. So I put this on like wrapper elements, for example. So we're talking about one of these sections here. So anything that has children that I want better spacing for. So you see it here on this section, and all it's doing is saying, hey, everything else should have at least one margin of 1M, which is great. And then this is the fallback value because just in case people are still using old browsers that don't support clamp. But clamp here is going to say, hey, we want a minimum of 1 rem and a maximum of 2 rem. But, and this is just like a safe start, but I think I want some more. So before I do that, we're going to, decrease the size of that and come back here. See, I applied a margin bottom here, but I'm going to get rid of that for now. And let's come in here. So 1 rem and 1 m, those values are going to be similar, but so refreshing to see vanilla CSS. Who's doing, oh, you mean right here? Yeah, dude, it really is. I gotta say, it's a really nice change of pace. I miss it. I really do. I'm gonna have to do a project just for vanilla CSS because vanilla CSS has gotten so much better. It's gotten so much better. So now you can see I changed that from rems to m's. And let's change that back actually to m's. And the space increased. So again, we'll go from rem to m's. And that's purely because of my font sizing that I have. Yo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But so this is a really nice way to get really consistent flow down a page. And this will, because of the clamp, it'll increase and decrease. You can see like a slight movement there as I increase and decrease the browser. That's also partially due to the font sizing that I have. And actually, talking about the font sizing, I'm also taking use of clamp, and you can see it here. Let's make this the biggest part here and zoom in. So, and I'll show you the Tailwind config for this. But I'm just saying clamp, this value, a minimum of this value, an ideal value is in the middle, and then a max value is here. And so these are really oddly specific numbers, and I'll show you the tool that I use for this, because when I showed it to Shook Codes last week, she was shocked. But if I go find my Tailwind config, all I've done is replaced these classes, the text 5XL and 4XL, with these values. So this looks like a lot, but you only have to do it once and reference it once. And the tool I used for this, I really like. It's Utopia FYI. Again, something from Andy Bell. Sorry for the flashbang, everyone. Chris comes back, and I just got a flashbang, everyone. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I wanted. This one? Nope. Well, all right, I tried, everyone. There we go. The site isn't even made for it. Well, I tried, everyone. I apologize. I just turned off your monitor, exactly. I'm really bad. I'm like really, really bad when it comes to this, but sometimes I just have to change the background color because I just can't stand it. Even if it's a softer gray. Yeah, I'm bad. My eyes! I tried to, I mean, I said it. I did say it. Shook, I'm just talking about this Utopia FYI. I was just talking about the flow class that I have using clamps, and then I was just showing clamps off in my font sizing, which we can see here. So I just basically extended the Tailwind classes to use these, which I showed you last week on Utopia. So Utopia Fluid Responsive Design. This is a really, really good tool for getting really nice font sizing, space calculating, and things like that. Oh, that's not what I want to do yet. So again, found this from Andy Bell, been referencing from this day. I did. Yeah, let me share this link real quick because it is 100% worth it. If anyone's doing front-end work. Oh, yeah, Wally. Yeah, Grok, because it's a really good name, let me tell you. So what Utopia lets you do, and there's other tools that are like this, but I like this one best. You set your min viewport, you set your max viewport, you set your font size at each of those viewports, and you choose what type scale you want. So the type scale will change certain things. There's better sites, I think, that do a better job at representing the type scale, and they name it actually off of musical intervals, which I think is pretty interesting. Now, me being a sullen son of a bitch, I like to go for minor pieces, but I think I'm currently using actually the minor third for smaller viewports and the major third for larger ones. Who just followed? Patty Boy 007. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it, my dude, or my person. Yeah, so then you just go through here, and we can change this to whatever we want. I mean, let's just make this 16, and let's say our max font size is going to be 24. And then you go through here, and you have a few different options. This gives you 7 steps. I don't think I used all 7 of my... Did I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? I actually used 9, which I think is actually right there. So you'll see here what's this going to be. And then the best part is it generates the CSS for you, which is just freaking awesome. So with vanilla CSS, it gives you the variables to use. And so I think this is just really good. You could obviously rename it to whatever you want in your code. I love it. I can't get enough. I can't get enough of it. So actually, if we hit visualize, you'll see here what each font looks like. And then if I shrink it, you'll see that it shows the width of the window as well as the font size is increasing. Really good tool. Utopia.fyi. and then they have one for spacing as well. This I haven't messed with really. I like the simple clamp solution um, that Andy Bell introduced. He's got a whole article on it, and then for things that I want no flow, I just created this as a to cancel it out because if I don't want that margin in a container that has it already enabled, I just want to be able to break out of that. I'm sure there's a more elegant solution, but for now, it's easy enough. So. Yeah, it will always be Twitter to me. We were talking about that earlier. Actually, it's funny. Yeah, Grok is a terrible name for for anything. Just like X is a terrible name. Obviously, Elon's not good with names. I guess Elon in itself is an uncommon name. Maybe he doesn't like his name, so he names everything else poorly. Yeah, and I don't even know why there's AI facts. Like, what does the AI do? I'm curious now. What does the AI do at on X? Oh, my mouse is acting up. Give me 1 second. Oh, you gotta wait for this to type it out. It doesn't even tell you. It's Chat GPT with a sense of humor. All right. Well, thanks for that because now we can just leave here. Who wants this? Who is asking for this? Like really? I also think the premium at X is way too expensive. I want to use it because I want like a couple of things. Pay for Twitter now, so I should mess around with Grok. Dude, it's a lot of money. Elon asked for it. Now the rest of us have to suffer. Exactly right. Exactly right. I really miss TweetDeck, which is now called X Pro. Want to see it roast you? Yeah, go for it, dude. I'm sure. I'm sure it's got plenty of ammunition for that. Don't care about the verification. TweetDeck would be nice to have again, but $16 a month, like that's what I played for WoW, and I spent way more time on WoW than I do Twitter. Well, maybe not anymore, but yeah. Dude, I'm so mad it's behind a paywall. It's some bullshit. The lack of ads in your For You page, fine, whatever. The ability to edit your posts and the longer posts and even undo them, those are nice things. But am I willing to pay $16 a month for them? I don't really think so. Excellent, Nate. I did just sign up for I'm using Buffer right now to schedule my Twitter and LinkedIn posts. Again, the free version I think is too handicapped. I have the free trial right now. I don't think I'm going to pay for it. I think it's $6 per account you want to connect to it. Buffer is a scheduling platform for social media, and they've definitely, I think, neutered their free tier over time. All right, so Brad's not watching. Actually, maybe it's because it's inactive. Yeah, okay. I think the training data is outdated. Oh no! Oh no! Man, they can't even do that right. Well, I'm not surprised if they're shorthanded on staff. All right, Nate Emerson, it's time to get roasted. First of all, let's talk about your obsession with one-word tweets. Are you trying to be the Twitter? Wait, they're still calling it Twitter and Grok? What is going on? Are you trying to be the Twitter version of Hemingway or something? Newsflash, buddy. It's not working. You're not a literary genius. You're just a guy who can't string together a coherent thought. It's like watching a toddler try to play chess. Cute, but ultimately pointless. And speaking of pointless, what's with all the exclamation? Got my first rage DM nonsense. You're like a blank. I'm sure that was the character limit. You're like a kid who just discovered the internet for the first time. It's 2024, man. Rage DMs are so 2023. Get with the times and start acting like you're the first person to ever receive hate mail. You're not special, and you're definitely not funny. But let's not forget your questionable taste in friends. Calling out Theo? Oh my god. Really? That's T3.gg. Really? You might as well be hanging out with the cast of Jersey Shore. You're just one bad decision away from getting a spray tan and a gym membership. Oh my god. And finally, let's address the elephant in the room, your religious beliefs. Look, I don't care if you worship a flying spaghetti monster or a giant lizard named Steve, but don't be surprised when people call you out for being a simp and bootlicker. You're like a walking, talking meme and not in a good way. So there you have it, Nate Emerson, a good old-fashioned roast just for you. Now go back to your one-word tweets and rage DMs. The rest of us will be over here living in the real world. Big ol' yikes. Big ol' yikes on that. What was the last one-word tweet you did? I know exactly the tweets it used. Jesus Christ. So it just hasn't been updated, it sounds like. It sounds exactly like that, Wally. Oh my god. All right, so let's add this attribution. Where am I going to add that? Let's see. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Yo, what is going on right now with my window management? There we go. And they're like super rare random occasions from over a year ago. The one time I had some weirdo flip out on me and shit for my religious stuff. Dude, that's weird. It's just bad AI. 80%. Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. That's really poor, and I can't believe they even have that as a feature, to be completely honest. I wonder if we could use a different AI tool to generate a better roast. That's fucking funny. Man, Nate's gonna clip that and now say what Ryan really thinks about me. After he raids me and his viewers give me some follows. Yeah, that I could see for sure, not having direct access. The quality AI reflects the quality of Twitter at this point. Nate's gonna start some shit on Twitter now. Actually, you know what? Let's. I can't really do that up there because. So this is the problem that I was gonna have with the header, is like, or the hero. Since I'm calling in props, I can't. From here, I can't add extra content because I would like to add the About Now page. So instead, I think what I'll do. Let's see. Follow now. To add one, see the About page, which I was just on. Okay, cool. How do I get listed? If you're already have your own website with the Now page, I subscribed. Email to him. Okay. All right, perfect. I'll email a link to log and answer a few questions. Done. Create a profile page for you. Yeah, that's cool. Why not? I'd like to add myself. Do you have some experience with React? How does it compare to Astro? I do have a little bit of experience with React. I actually just wrote. I'm going to do a shameless plug here because it's my it's my stream, but I did just put out an article on Astro and my experience for this, so I'm going to go ahead and put it here. Yeah, let's take that down after 5 minutes. Astro is content first, JavaScript later via islands. Exactly right. So Astro is framework agnostic in that you can go ahead and put in, if you want, React, Next, Svelte, Vue, Nuxt, Next. What? Oh, I said Next. Whatever it is, you could use it to add more interactivity and stuff to your site. I think, and I say it in my blog post, I think any front-end developer starting with frameworks should start with Astro for a couple of reasons. Number one, you're writing a lot of basic just HTML or regular HTML, which is great. Number two, you're getting exposed to framework syntax, which is really good, I think. You're working with components. You are able to pass in props and other variables and things like that. And the other thing is that you can add those additional frameworks with islands, like Chris said. I think just the syntax alone. Oh, and the file structure. Learning this file structure. I'm going to zoom out because it's kind of big now. this is a lot. Like you do create next create a React app, which I know really isn't used anymore, whether it's via Vite or a Next.js starter. This is overwhelming, and you're like, what the hell am I looking for? And I know the starter is like edit app.js or whatever, or TS or whatever it might be to get started. It's just a lot to look at, and it's all completely new stuff. So this is why I'm saying I think newer front end web developers just getting started should start with Astro. With that being said, there's definitely going to be, and this is where I'm less privy to really speak to this, and which is why I'm continuing my knowledge and studying React Next. Excuse me. There's obviously a lot of things. There's going to be things that Next does better. You could use server-side rendering on both, which is really cool. I think I haven't messed with it on Astro, but I know others have said that it's really well supported and really good. I said it earlier. I think Astro is going to go in the direction that Next has for React. Similar to the whole Vercel dashboard that you have. I think Vercel's got the database that you can jump into. It's got the analytics you can put on any one project for free. I think Astro's going to start building something similar, and I'm here for it. Like, I am full train, team Astro. I'm loving it. The one Next.js a while back. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I think that's probably what a lot of people did. I think Astro just feels better to work in. Another really cool thing that Astro has done, which you can see on your dev server, is they implemented this. I think they call it a developer toolbar. So if you run an audit right from here, well, obviously you'll get the menu and you can add different integrations for different things. Dude, this is sick when they introduced it. I am full on for it. So you can, and we'll just view all. So Astro's got a really good integration community behind it. It's sick. So you can add in things for your CMS. You can add in things for, I think Sanity has one, so you can see errors and stuff like that. Yeah, they've got an integration. But if we go back to my page, you can run an audit, and I think anything that is questionable will be highlighted, like these right here. Missing content on element important for accessibility. I've run other accessibility audits, and actually people have looked at my site for accessibility, and this hasn't come into any popped up any red flags. But it's just another tool at your disposal to have. And then if I use my Storyblock, because I have Storyblock CMS integrated with my site, you have all this here, and then there's more settings, of course. So this is something that I want to explore more of, because I'm sure there's more parts of it that I can, just get more out of. Zara saying, I did not want to go with a specific framework for my live stream app that I'm building, so I just went HTMX. Astro seems nice. All right, so HTMX definitely interests me. Yeah, James Quick does have a really good Astro course. Can't recommend it enough. And HTMX I do want to mess with. This seems like a better version from what I've seen of HTMX. I really like with Astro 2 that you get access to front matter. Like, obviously I'm importing components, and you can import CSS files here. But these are props that I defined in my layout component. And you go to my layout component, and I've put them right here. And these are fed into the page's SEO, but it's also fed into my hero. So I have them here, and it just feeds in my H1 and my description. So on my page, that's coming up as this. Biggest headache I've had with Astro is getting GSAT to work in it due to the way it bundles the scripts. Also, if you use view transitions in Astro, it's known to break the way the scripts are loaded. Yeah, so that's something that I experienced, I think, even with a... I used a script to... I think enable like copying my email to the clipboard, and it didn't like how it went. So I think I had to just say use client or something to get it to build. But yeah, I think Astro has to find a more elegant way for things like that. Shook Demon, thank you for hanging out, dude. I very much appreciate you hanging out this entire time. Yeah, dude, definitely Nate, do it. And here's my roast, everyone. Here's my roast. Let's have at it. Oh my god, this is the long one. Shit. Let's get roasting. First off, I gotta say you're the epitome of a Twitter addict. You're like a digital hermit crab, just scuttling from X to blue sky, trying to find a new shell to call home. Newsflash, buddy. No one cares about your social media migration woes. Let's talk about your hair obsession. You're like a modern day Samson, except instead of your strength, I know exactly what tweet that's coming from, I think. You should probably get a haircut and a life while you're at it. Speaking of obsessions, what's with all the Elon Musk and Tesla talk? It's like you're trying to be the Elon Musk of Elon Musk fanboys, which I'm definitely not. Newsflash, you're not even the Elon Musk of Elon Musk's left shoe. Let's not forget your bathroom renovation escapade. Let's not talk forget about your bathroom renovation escapades. You're like the Bob Vila of bathroom blunders. Next time, try not to flood your parents' house while you're trying to be the DIY king. In conclusion, you're like a walking, talking meme and not in a good way. So do us a favor and log off for a bit. Go touch some grass, or better yet, try to find some real life friends who can tolerate your digital antics. All right, so the hair thing, I think, is because of one person from that who had fantastic hair, and Clark Sell even gave them like the best hair award. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think like, I wear hats more than anything else. I think I've only shit talk Elon and Tesla, so there's that. As for the bathroom renovation, I just literally, I think like yesterday, tweeted someone about bathroom renovations. Once, only once. Holy shit, the touching grass thing is accurate though, that's for sure. Dude, what was it? Was his name Andreas? Oh, dude. Okay, I'm gonna rant about Twitter real quick. This search needs to fucking prioritize who you follow. Like, who you follow. Like, I don't care about anyone else. Show me who I follow currently. I don't care about Andrew Tate. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid. Yeah, the search function is miserable. I cannot stand it. Like, and trying to tag someone who, God forbid, you don't know their username or their handle, miserable. While it's saying it didn't even touch on Threads, let alone Blue Sky. Yeah, dude, I think it was probably on both of them for the same amount of time. It also doesn't fuzzy match. Yes, dude. Oh, it is terrible. It's like really just one of the worst things ever. And I feel like I use it daily and have to try to find people. And then what do? I just go and look for the tweet. I go and find the tweet with that person, scrolling forever through it. It's the worst thing in the world. I think we should have Nate, I guess, on our streams and roast us. Dude, absolutely. I think this is the Nate thing now. Nate's gonna just raid each of you and and do that. I think Fuzzy Match is only on display name, but it doesn't priority. Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. It needs to. Like, this is just oh. It's been really infuriating since I've been more active on Twitter as well, because I definitely didn't care about it last time, right? Or previously, but now I do. All right, where were we? So we're well, let me just do a quick commit because I haven't in a minute. And where were we? Okay. How many people can do a stream at once? We can do. So there is a way to add. I think we should be like we should make some sort of team if all of us are gonna keep streaming together. But you can co-stream with people, which is pretty cool. I think I personally haven't messed with it, but I think that's how I've seen World of Warcraft streamers do it. Could do a 4-6 with ping.gg. If I pay way more money, the hell is ping.gg? Oh, collab shows just like, oh, interesting. I didn't know that LTT uses this. Okay, 4max. Gotcha. You know what we could always do too is like a Discord. Discord has stages now. And I think we could all just attend that and get roasted. Oh, that's a great idea. Oh my god, what if we did that? Wait, you gotta add on 60 FPS? Come on. And only 720p, brother. It's 2024. It's 2024. All right, so in here, I just wanted to add what is a now page, and do I do that here or at the end? I think I'll do it at the bottom, right here. Why did I do that? And let's make this small because I don't think it's as important. Um, Text small. Can be good, but worse quality and stream customizability is better than 720. Could be a good experience. Yeah, that's the point. That's a good point. You're right. Yeah, that'd be a lot of bandwidth. Hey, I gotta take a quick, like 1 minute break. I gotta get some more water. I will be right back. All right, I am back. What's happening, everyone? Okay, so I think this is pretty much done, which is great. It was meant to be super easy. Uh, you know what? Let's add the fact that I'm an avid F1 fan representing today, McLaren. Higher than 720, yeah. No way does Theo only stream bro. I'm using my iPhone as a webcam right now and pushing 1080p because I refuse to do 720p. I'm so picky. I hate myself sometimes. Yeah, I definitely like the idea of Nate going and roasting everyone. Desk view on iPhone seems like a nice feature for. Yeah, I think so, and it works surprisingly well. And I've only messed around with it, right? The continuity camera is very nice, and even for my PC, I'll be using my iPhone. There's several pieces of software that'll let you do it. I'm using EPO or EpoCam from Elgato. It's free. You do it if you want to pay for it. You'll get. That's the only shitty part is the That didn't work like I wanted. That's because I didn't copy the. Oh dear lord. All right. Well, there you go. So this is what I'm going to be using when I'm streaming on Thursdays, because Thursdays are my game night. So Riverside does it better by saving local recording files in each client upload. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. I've never heard of that before. That's smart though. I think actually maybe years ago I've heard something similar. It kind of sucks. Doesn't? Ah, dude, sucks. Do you? So you use it wirelessly? You use your phone? You don't connect it via a cable? I'm gonna get a dedicated webcam eventually. Even if I just use it for my gaming PC, because I think my camera works really well for the. My phone works really well for this. Ah, dude, that sucks. All right, maybe I'll need another solution then. That's really unfortunate. So I'm gonna be moving. Yeah, I'm using my phone right now. It's shook. It's wirelessly transmitting to my Mac. It's kind of wild. But when I move out of here, I'm basically gonna have two desk setups on my desk. One for my Mac and one for my PC. So I will have a dedicated monitor for my gaming PC, but that also means like I'm not gonna be able to share um a webcam very easily. So that's why I'm thinking like if I just keep using my iPhone for my developer stuff and Thursdays I'll get like an Insta 360 or something. Yo, Nate, thank you so much for hanging. I appreciate you. And dude, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, Shook, there's definitely there's more pieces of software out there than EpoCam. So, you know, and Android obviously. Like the Android world is just immense of everything. I'm also Formula One fan, so I also co-host. Let's get the link to that. Yeah, so for those of you who know, yeah, I know you're an Android user, which is why I'm saying there's so many solutions out there for Android. There's most likely more than iOS, but again, the Mac ecosystem plays nicely together. That this is built in with the iPhone and the Mac. So for those of you that don't know, I also stream Sundays with Ames League. It's a Gran Turismo 7 racing league, which my brother and I commentate on. We get to race now a little bit, but we mostly commentate. So like when I say streaming is not new to me, it's not new to me. I've been streaming World of Warcraft on and off for years, and then this has been probably for the last 8 months or so. Um, which has been really fun. My brother takes care of all the OBS stuff. I got to just show up and talk because he bought the capture card and everything. So that's been kind of nice for me. Um, I had a dream I bought an iPhone the other day because I'm salty. I can't. Yeah, yeah. It's really shitty that Safari only exists on Mac. I remember when it existed on Windows. I think it was Windows Vista. It came out on, and Safari was available. And I don't even know when they stopped making a Windows version of it, but yeah, so they did, you know. Serialize the files. Dude, that's brutal. That's really brutal. And now it's even harder. I mean, like, you can make a Hackintosh, but with modern Mac OS, I think it's even more difficult to do them. People do it, but it's just a lot of work, or so I've heard. Oh, dude, no, shook, no worries, please. I'm sitting here talking to the chat more. This page should have taken me 5 minutes to make, but I'm sitting here talking to everyone, and I'm here for it. I'm very much here for it. Also, an avid motorsport racing fan, a motorsport fan in general, because that's kind of redundant. In general, especially Formula One, this year I'm rooting for McLaren and Williams. I also co-host a Gran Turismo 7 stream with my brother, where we commentate on races most Sundays. All right, cool. This is done. Let's get the updated. Actually, it's interesting. Why isn't that? Because I think if I go to if I could spell my name. Am I not using it? Am I using it on the conference page? Sorry, I'm talking to myself. The this is missing. Okay, so I just didn't update it. That's fine. I'll do that now. So for those of you that weren't here at the beginning, I am in the middle of refactoring and updating my portfolio site. So I pushed this live right before that conference at the end of January because I wanted the new version out there. The old version was fine, but I didn't keep that up to date with everything I had learning. I feel like now I'm at a place with this portfolio and my journey and learning that I want to keep this one. I really like how the design, I like the design, I like the tech stack, and things like that. But previously, I feel like I kept learning at such a rate that it wasn't really worth me updating those because my and I say this now, I'll probably still do a new one a year, but I pushed this out and said, let's just get it out there, and then we'll go back and fix things. So not in this current thing, but I'll show you in a second. I foolishly said, let's not make use of layout components, and let's just not use the great things about frameworks, right? So like every page down here, I have the same HTML and shit like that, just unnecessary and redundant code. So I'm gonna go through there. But part of what I'm doing, which I started doing on a test page, was just refining my styles and how I want my page laid out and things like that. I made a couple of components just called for sections, which it continues that flow class that I mentioned. And it just overall, I feel like I want this like ultimate control and fluidity through things. So I'm in the middle of doing this amongst other things, right? So it's not a huge priority because the site exists. It's just fine, but at the same time, I also want my portfolio site to be like the best code that I can present, and right now it's not that. So part of my biggest focus right now, amongst moving on to other projects, is doing this refactoring. So it's nice that I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. That I'm streaming, building my community, and like I had someone earlier looking to get into computer science, which was pretty cool. Not that I have any experience with that, but it seemed like they were much younger, and I could maybe impart some wisdom that I've accrued over the years. Zamara was saying F1 is fun. One time, all the YouTube shorts I had were me. That's freaking awesome. Oh, dude, I love F1. So I got into it really the season before Drive to Survive came out on Netflix. And it's always something that I've had in the back of my head that I was like, oh, I really want to get into that one day. But I had no idea to, and I had so much more going on in my life that I didn't care to. My uncle was like, hey, you should just come over for a race one day. And we did that. It was great. And Drive to Survive, I still watch. Number one, it lets me get my fill before the season starts. Number two, I think it's just ridiculous to see how dramatic they make some things. I think it's really fucking funny. Yeah, so I'm a McLaren and Williams fan. Not fanboy, just a fan. I'm a huge Alex Albin fan. I think he's gonna go far. I think Red Bull did him dirty previously. Yeah, and I like McLaren a lot. Lando's okay. I mean, he's a great driver. Here's my problem with Lando, and actually this extends to George Russell more so, but they both seem a little bit privileged, and I don't know if this is their upbringing or whatever it is, but George Russell especially, and sorry to any George Russell fans out there, but he just seems like a prissy, privileged person, like a little boy, and it just ticks me off sometimes. Um, anyway, back to my coding. So, uh, what I was getting at with my navigation bar is I just haven't updated, I think, what is being called for in the layout. Also, you could see like um, my components are layouts, so I just have to update that routing. I know Astro does. It features like a routing auto updater when you move files, but it doesn't always work, and I just don't want to get into that right now. I don't want to break anything. I just want to get this page uploaded. So, where are we? Layout, and this is using the new nav bar, which is fine. But for now, we're just going to. Well, I could just update that actually. Where's my old nav bar? I don't even know if there's actually a difference. I'm not gonna lie. Header nav bar. What is the difference between these two? I know I added some stuff in for accessibility, which is good. In my current one. Okay, so it's only a 9-line difference. It's probably not enough. I'm just gonna copy and paste. Let's just good. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Actually, it's not. I'm looking for. Okay, perfect. And just making sure. Excellent. All right, we've got this, and then I need to fix that. So, did I make this a component? Or did I just throw it in? I think I just hard-coded this, and I really should have made it a component, but I definitely just did it quickly. So, let's just commit this real quick. Finish creating. We're just going to push that. So what I'm saying I have to fix here is because I made a change to my site. I liked on Brad Garapi's now page, his underlines had like a splash of color. And so I just did that with any hyperlinks. Anything that has an underline, like I omit the underline here. Probably not the best for accessibility. I think seeing an underline is really good because you know it's a link. But I also am of the opinion that if people bigger than me do something, then I should. I don't know. I feel like I can get away with it. So whether that's right or wrong, come at me. Tell me, tell me how you really feel. But so now this, of course, has an emerald green underline, which I don't want. So I didn't make it a component, and I should, because if I do reuse it elsewhere, it'd be good to. This is currently living there, and I think I don't even have it on my conference page, but I wanted to add it. This is my conference page that I made up before that, and I just wanted to make it because I'm gonna have I had business cards made with a QR code that pointed to this page. I didn't give out a single business card because no one else was. I don't care about the money; it was $20 or whatever. But I really like this idea of it. I know Chris Wicks was planning on doing the same thing. He liked the idea of it. So next year I'm just gonna have, or anywhere I go in the future, I'm just gonna have I'm gonna make a mobile wallpaper for my lock screen, throw a QR code on there that leads to this page, and so that way you get a reminder of who I am. Because if you haven't been to a conference before, you meet so many people. It's really hard to keep track of everyone. So why not have this as like a reminder? And I only added in the gold previously to this here and this in the footer. My site was made up of just the black, the grays, this emerald color. At least that's what Tailwind calls it. And then the only other colors you'll see are here for the technology colors, because that's more of an extension of my projects page. So I really liked this. It sparked joy, to be completely honest, but it was fun, you know. So every technology has a associated color to go along with it. Flashbang warning. I'm gonna put this in light mode. Okay. Um, and then in light mode, you can see the colors are far more saturated and darker. Um, yeah, this really, I really liked this. It was simple and easy, but it was just fun. All right, flashbang over. Flashbang is over. So those are the only colors on my page. So that gold kind of just came out because I wanted something to stand out, right? All right, you're fine. I have to keep using this for my stream. So, um, where were we? Oh, you know what? I just want to make sure that deploy worked real quick. Oh, I'd have to add that to my fucking page, huh? To my header, to my nav bar. Okay, good. That's live. So let's go ahead and add that to the nav bar real quick. And so this is another place where I think I'm going to just use like a map function or whatever to iterate over these links, because this is kind of, it's just a lot to look at and you don't need to, right? Mateus Baldanza, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Now, where's my now going to go? I think I want it to go... This home link is very redundant, but I think I'd rather have this because you should never assume that this will lead you home or even be a link. I know most places it is, but, you know. Matthias, thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm very proud of this one, I gotta say. And actually, I'll show you real quick my previous one. Let's see. You can see I actually have one more version, but I just lost the files years ago and can't find it. This is my previous one. So I really liked this one. This was previously more optimized for the dark theme. And so in the interim between my new one and this one, I actually ended up updating these colors. Previously, it was a little bit different. But still, I really liked it. And so this was built just with HTML and CSS. I think I used Sass in this and vanilla JavaScript. And, you know, I really liked this functionality. This was a new thing for me to learn. I think it could definitely be done better. But that's okay. And then you have these here. So the new thing on each project card is kind of a continuation of this. And then my blogs were hosted. It's now called Netlify Create, but it was called Stackbit, I think, previously, which was like a Jamstack code, low code website thing. So again, I really liked the way this design looks and everything. Now it's just this current one is just an evolution on it. And then if we go back, you'll see version 3, and we'll open up 2 because why not? This was a really short-lived one. I actually made this little logo in Affinity Designer, I think, and this was really short-lived. This was a little bit different, and this style too, like, just came from a different project of mine in the past. But I still really like this. You know, it's just a little simple and cutesy. My last portfolio was the first one that I had more than one page on. As you can see, this was a single-page site. And then this was, oh, Flashbang, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Wayne won't stay here long. But this was version 2. This was pretty early-ish on. So, a lot's changed since now. And do yourself a favor, if anyone's listening to that is, or even if you are more experienced than me and you haven't done it, keep a track record of where you were. Keep those code examples, keep those website examples especially, because when you think you haven't progressed, going back and seeing that really helps motivate me to keep going. It really reminds me, like, oh yeah, I have learned a lot. So again, Matthias, I appreciate the kind words. All right, so let's go ahead and figure out where I'm gonna add now. This is becoming a bit bloated, but I think everything here is really important, especially while I'm still looking for a job. For anyone that's still listening in here, I see we have 22 viewers, but I know some, you know, I always put on Twitch in the background of some things. How important do you feel it is to have your resume linked in your nav bar? So I didn't have it at first, and then I chose to add it there because I wanted it in more than one place on my site. I don't think it's really the biggest reason people will be coming to my site. Previously, I had it just in the footer. where I have like a sitemap of all the links to on my site, but it takes up space, right? Again, not that it's a big deal, but just what are your thoughts if you have any? Oh, sorry about that. I was just checking up on a couple of DMs. Okay. Home. I guess this should go next to maybe. I think this is important to see, but it's. I like that it's current, but I don't think it's the most important thing when you come into a portfolio site. Like, I think I might actually move my resume down here. What are the main points I want when people? Well, actually, let's take a look at other people's, right? So Brad's was one that I had up earlier. Let's see what he does. Blog now uses hire, and he uses as another page. I thought I was gonna have time to build tonight, but definitely not. Hire me. What does this lead to? Oh, okay, that's very cool. Something I would love to get eventually. I don't. I don't have anyone saying that. Oh, Wally, welcome. I'm just trying to figure out where to place my link. I feel like my nav bar is becoming more bloated than I'd like, but everything's important here. Um, and so I was just looking to see what Brad has, and his text is smaller, so maybe I just decrease the size of this font on my nav bar. This is my footer nav bar. I don't need that right now. Header nav bar. Oh, and yeah, this is really ugly. Oh, I do have a hamburger on smaller screens. It's just for this awkward size. Like, I could do a hamburger at this size screen. I don't know. I don't like hamburger menus on larger displays. But let's see real quick. Yeah, because this is like 1200 pixels, I think. 2,000 pixels. Does it make sense for your resume to be first, so it's someone already met you and then want to go to a resume? So yeah, see, this is why I'm asking for opinions, because I frankly I don't know, right? To me, I mean, like, home traditionally is the first thing, but I don't also need it because Ryan Ferrer on the top left is home link. So I could get rid of that one. Projects I think are important too, because it's probably what you're visiting my site for, or the blog, right? Like, these two are my most active projects, or just things in general that I'm working on. About and contact, probably not as much. I wonder if home is needed. See, it's not an accessibility thing. I just don't always trust that not every site has this linked to go home. Most do. Not all of them. And also, like, I'd rather be explicit, right? But I guess, like, for accessibility's sake, I could also just make this an ARIA label, like, go home. And I could omit this, right? Let's... Devin Zara says, when job hunting, I like the resume being there. That said, I'd suggest try to add more to your resume if you're going to promote it that much. Yeah, my resume, thank you for saying that. My resume is something that I will be overhauling here within the next few weeks. If you have any constructive criticism, I'd love for you to send it my way. Send me an email if you want. You could use the contact form on my site if you're willing. Would you want a drop down from the about or something? I could do that, but I feel like the now page is more, I don't want to say important. Yeah, Dazio. Yeah, we had a raid from Nate Codes, who has left now, but he raided with about 36 people. So Wally, I feel like the now page because it's current is more relevant. The about page is like my story. Like again, in the end, it doesn't really matter, right? But first, let's do that. We're gonna get rid of home. Let's throw an ARIA label on here. Go to website home. Okay, perfect. I'll have to update that new nav bar in a second here. And actually, what I'll probably just do for now, where's layout? Header, nav bar. And we're just going to replace them here for now. Footer is not defined. Oh, doy. There we go. Devanzara, so I wanted to go back to talking on Devanzara's point about my resume. So I currently am maintaining two resumes, one for my procurement career that I'm trying to leave, and one for web development. So it's really, and again, my current web development resume is based off of someone's recommendation, or that it only be one page, which I have always felt is bullshit. And now, since that conference, others have told me so. I am waiting on a couple of other people to review my resume before I overhauled it. But like I said, if you definitely have more input, definitely shoot me an email because I appreciate any help I can get with it. Resumes are not my strong point. I think there's a lot of information out there. There's probably a lot of disinformation as well that just doesn't help people like me. Yeah, it's a tough thing, and especially the transferable skills is one thing that I've definitely gained more wisdom on. But yeah, curious to see what you have to say. Okay. Oh shit! You know what? I think I'm gonna change this back because the styling ahead. Reiterating half of what Danny Thompson says. Link to profile, update the layout, use less smaller bold fonts, add bullets. Okay. All right. Yeah. Are you talking about his newer LinkedIn profile video or the older one? I guess the older ones for saying his profile videos. Okay. All right. Perfect. Talking about that playlist. Sweet. I have that. Oh, Jesus. What is going on here? Thanks for that link, Devin Zara. I think I have it saved already, but I'm going to grab it anyway. Yeah, yeah, of course. My LinkedIn, I started refining, especially based off of his last one, and actually, that's if I open up my Todoist, it's on my list of things to do. Where was I supposed to do it today? Yeah, refine LinkedIn. So, and review resume notes from someone else. I didn't get to everything today. It's been a busy day between work and this stuff. All right. Um. Okay, let's go back to now. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Sorry for the flashbang. All right, so this is home. I spent the last 3 days trying to check off one item for. Yeah, yeah, dude. It's been tough. It's been really. I've really enjoyed the extra motivation that attending that conference has given me. Um, but it's also just a balancing act, right, between this stuff and other stuff in life, and getting it all done. And I'm often a really bad estimator of how long things will take. Um, but yeah, so all right, so we've removed that resume. You recommended putting as your first thing, so let's go ahead and move that over. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, Daywalker. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? All right, so we'll move resume up. It's definitely a mood. Yeah, that's for sure. Um, resume projects blog about. I think I'm gonna put it after blog. Or now. Let's do it after blog. And you're in West Virginia. There's no conferences around there. I'd have to travel hours to find anything worth going to. Glad. Oh no, dude, I did not have access to it. So I live in Long Island, New York. So I'm not far from New York City, and I'm sure there's probably stuff over there. I won a ticket to that conference, thankfully. Otherwise, I would not have been able to go. You know, I'm not. I don't have a job that'll pay for me to go. It was much too pricey for me to pay for myself, and it was awesome. If your job will pay for it, or if you happen to have the money for that conference, I'm not getting paid to say this, but it was definitely I. It was life changing already in the sense that I have more motivation than ever, and I know motivation is waning, but it's really lit a fire into me and surrounded me with people that are going to bring me up, and they already have. People that are motivating me and pushing me and supporting me is, I think, one of the biggest things. Nate Code's coming in here and rating me, and now you're here because of Nate, right? So that's just one example. Shook Codes is in here. Pato, welcome, bro. Thank you for joining, dude. Um, yeah, so I can't recommend that enough. It's a really. I've been to conferences before, but they were music education related. That conference, while there were technical talks, there were presentations, and we had things called open spaces, which were really cool. But you could talk about anything and everything you wanted to. And I went to the often technical ones because I wanted to learn as much as I could. But part of that was, oh, you were here before. That's right. I apologize. I appreciate it. Um, that was different in that conference was different in that Clark Sell, the organizer of it, really facilitated this community aspect and meeting new people and networking and inclusivity for everyone and anyone. And I mean, there's so many good things I could say about it. I wrote a whole long blog about it and my experience. Yeah, Clark's keynote was amazing. It was so vulnerable. I mean, all the keynotes were fantastic. Yeah. You're on disability and an introvert. Hey, there's a lot of. I'm an introvert myself, Devin. So I get it. Pato, what's going on in here? So I was here just to build a very short, simple page, and I've been lucky enough to have many chatters tonight, keeping me from finishing it early. But that's fine. I'm stoked to have people in here. Pato, I got rated from another developer before. Yeah, it's been a good night. Yeah, Clark's was real. It was it was next level. It was next level for sure. Yeah, dude, it's been good. So I just created this page. It's a now page, and it just literally tells you what I'm up to now. So, yeah. Okay, so we did it there. Let's go to the footer nav bar. Let's update a couple things here. Number one, let's add my newsletter back since I'm finally doing that again. We will move my resume up just like I did in the other one. Oh. Oh my god, I'm pressing Command instead of Alt. You can tell it's getting close to being my time to quit because I'm making stupid mistakes now. Um, Devin, how long have you been in the field, if you don't mind me asking? I'm just curious. And I said put this between blog and about. Okay, let's go back here. I don't have ARIA labels on these. Actually, I'm surprised. I thought I would have added that. Did I only add that to the new one, maybe? Um, ARIA label. No, this is my resume. I don't come here and immediately stir the pot, but is your camera desynced from my audio? I don't know. Is it? No one else has said it. Oh, then it's definitely just a Paddle thing. Paddle, I guess you're too far away in California for it to sync up properly. I've never been employed in the field, though I got my start building sites in 2000. Interesting, Devin. So you don't work in the web development or the tech space per se. That's very cool, though. So are you still building sites and everything? Oh dear lord. I'll go ahead and help update these to more descriptive labels. By the way, don't worry. Resume, projects, blog now, about contact, resume, project, blog now, about contact. Okay. Reload of the stream is fixed. Frankly, that is a skill issue, my dude. How are you, Pato? What's going on? Ooh, sorry if you heard that neck crack. I know some people don't like that. Monday keys and it's oh, dude, Monday keys were always the worst. Like truly some of the worst. And it sucked. Okay, so let's commit now to make a call to action. Yeah, that's an idea actually. I could say like find out what I'm up to or some shit like that. Can I just write that down? Yeah, actually that's a good idea since it could fill up the space too. Yeah, I kind of like that. I wonder what color am I gonna make it? What color to make it? No, it'll have to just be another white one. The resume one's gonna stand out for the reason that it's my resume and I want a job. Okay, so I added to the nav bar. I just want to make sure I'm completing things before I'm moving on to the next one. I need to fix this here, but I also need to change it in here. So let's grab this first. Where are we? Main A underline. We're gonna do this, and then dark decoration. Boom, bang, bop. Good, we got that now. Excellent, good. I like it. And I forgot about this main rule I have. I'll have to put that in the new one too. I suggested the toughest part coloring things. Yeah, yeah. I really tried to go pretty minimal with the site overall. Like, I want color to mean something. Um, but as I'm doing it, more is populating, which is fine. I think. Like, I like this expansion, and I think when I'm not looking for a job, I'll probably just hide these resume and links, and also like down here, obviously. I'll probably hide that. But let's go ahead and do that. So just do another commit. To I've never stopped making sites. That 3-hour task I was talking about was related to a project. My location and disabilities prevent me from working pre-pandemic. With the abundance of remote work opportunities, I plan to find a job. Introverted and having visual differences, so to speak, make me anxious about interviewing or being on camera. Yeah, that is certainly a lot. But I'm glad that it sounds like, the surgence of remote only jobs is perhaps helping you. That's a silver lining. That's a good thing for you, right? To be able to find a remote job. Being introverted, I definitely understand. It's definitely something that I struggle with. As much as I might not seem like it on stream, like I'm very comfortable on stream and things like that, and I'm not seeing anyone. Yeah, it's anxiety is also a bitch, that's for sure. Wally, you spent the night going through the documentation on Flet, a UI framework. Oh, very cool. Yeah, Emily, that's right. Simply Cozy kind of helped me with this teardrop thing. I liked it. I had to come up with a logo for my current stuff, and I have no idea what to do. Let's look at Flet real quick before we add that new link to my homepage. Fastest way to build. Oh, it's a Flutter. Okay, gotcha. Cool. I like this. Enables developers to build. Yeah, so for anyone that's newer in chat, not Furrer W is my brother. So it is indeed Furrer W. Wally's followed a similar path to me, but now he is exploring a career in IT work. Currently got his first help desk job, and is learning Python right now. And kind of always had more of a... I'd say you had more of an affinity for back-end stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong. Zara Mao is saying it's hard for the first couple of interviews, I guess, but it gets better the more you do it. Yeah, I'm really worried about my first couple of interviews. I really had to put more. I feel like I have to put. I say that I need to, based on everything I've read and seen. I should put more time into leak code and stuff like that for interviews, because it is a different like knowledge base versus what you use daily. Devin Zara, how did I get into dev? I am self-taught. I have not gone to school for it. I went to school for music education and performance. Yeah, I'm purely self, and I like to say community taught, to be completely honest, because there's a lot of great teachers out there in the community. A lot of, actually, I found out and learned that a lot of developers are former teachers and educators, which I think is really cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's neat. All right, Bart, relax over there. All right, let's open up my index and here we go. I think I'm gonna put this. All right, so you know what? We're gonna move some things around. My resume is gonna go first because I did that before. And then we'll copy this. And we'll just say, learn what I'm doing now. I always try to be friendly to people during interviews, if that makes sense, so that I can ask for concrete feedback at what went wrong, if it does, and what areas I should improve. That way, you're a lot closer. Yeah, I don't think you should ever burn bridges if possible. I know it's when things go really shitty, or a place really treats you bad, or a person really treats you bad. It's really easy to want to burn bridges. But I really agree with you there, Zaramau. Being friendly, no matter what, it will get you more than being unfriendly. And that, I think, goes for everywhere in life. Devin Zara says, for the behavioral questions and stuff, I agree. I don't think I'll ever get over just being on camera. Completely understand that. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. This is actually, these Thursday and today are the first streams I'm actually on camera ever, so I get you. I don't even feel comfortable going to the store or face camming family. Something I'm going to have to cope with. Yeah, it's just I hate to say it's another thing that you have to cope with, but you said it there yourself, right? But it's learning how we navigate, and that goes for any challenge in life, realistically. Yeah. Wally says, to be honest, I have a face. I have a face for radio. Same. I don't love myself, and I've been wearing a hat, and I will continue to wear a hat until I get home from Thursday. Get home and start streaming on Thursday because I have a haircut appointment finally. All right, so this is fine. I don't dislike it. I feel like it. Not that it feels crowded. I don't know. What do we think, chat? I feel like it's missing something, and I don't know what. Devin Zara, man, doesn't even need Grok to roast themselves. Devin's gonna do it for them. Social icons. Okay, I can do that. I actually already have a component for that. So what are you thinking at the Shook? Do you think it should be up here or down here, or it can even go up here? So do you think beneath the hello there, beneath the paragraph above the view my resume, or beneath these three larger links? And we could also just plug and play. Below all the text. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I actually think that looks pretty good. Below, learn more about me. Perfect. Yeah, I agree with that. And I have to get rid of threads. I should put Twitch there now, actually. So thank you. Thank you, Sarah. That's helpful. And thank you, Wally, for the idea of putting this here. I like it a lot, so appreciate it. By the way, committing often is something that I've only gotten kind of like into within the last week or two. Does anyone else commit often and then push, every now and then? Threads, is that app still alive? It is. I don't use it anymore, so, while I'm looking for royalty checks, brother, you still owe me money. It's fine. Pato, yes, someone else got it. I'm so glad someone got it. I thought between the emoji and that being there, I thought it was perfect, especially as you scroll down the page and my face reveals itself behind the laptop. Devin is saying maybe make the icons a faded gray and hover white. Yeah, so I'm not sold on these with the background. I previously had just the glyphs themselves, and that was fine, but I like the uniformity that these provide. So let's mess with the styling in a second. Let me just say added now link and social links to section. Hanging on by a thread. And let's go ahead and change social links real quick before I forget to do that. So we're looking at threads, and let's just change this to Twitch. See if that does it. Nope. All right, let's go find this. Okay, so Twitch does not have a square one, and this might just change my mind right now. If I can't use all the same, I don't want them. So I'm thinking now we're gonna get rid of the squares. On commits, Shook says, for personal projects, my commits are so messy. Same. For professional projects, I do small and push small changes. I've pushed large changes, but that gets you in trouble. Yeah, I can imagine that gets you in trouble, especially when it comes to people reviewing your code and things like that. Devin says, I try to break out what I want to accomplish to tasks and then do a commit when I've completed the task. Helps keep... Yeah, that's a really good idea. Just add your MySpace profile. Oh, dude. Is MySpace still a... oh, man, if I could type tonight. Holy shit. Is it still a music sharing app now? Oh, God. Oh, this does not look good, everyone. Yeah, no. Look at this. This is miserable. What has MySpace become? Oofa. Yeah, that's brutal. Devin, I do really like that idea. I think I'm gonna try to start doing that myself. Especially, just trying to accomplish more, right? Okay, so let's change these from square to just not square. Where are we? Shook, thank you so much for hanging out. I can't wait to see your first stream next week, or whenever you do it. I think you said next week. In which case, we will definitely once you start streaming, we'll have to shout out you too. Thank you again for your help. Okay, so these are there. I want to maybe make them smaller now. I think without the squares. Yeah, I think that looks better. And change to not square. I really want to find a better icon solution. I'm currently using Font Awesome's icons, which having to connect via CDN is not my favorite thing either, because it just increases network load. I could download some icons and see what's what, but well, you know, I had to explore my options. Okay, so how do we feel about the size and spacing of these right now as they stand? They're no longer squares. I feel like they should be spread out a little bit more now. Yeah, that's too much. That also feels like too much. I'm gonna go back to 4. And someone mentioned the colors. Make the icons a faded gray and hover white. So the only thing is with any links I have on my site, they hover to this emerald color. That's kind of like the accent color, brand color I was going for. Devin, I use Todoist for my tasks. So I actually just broke this out to multiple projects today. I was using a sort of Kanban board, but right now I'm using Notion in like a table for my content pushouts, so for my blogs and my newsletters. But so now I can just go in here and say like, okay, what do I want to do here? Or for my stream, like what ideas do I have? Like tomorrow I'm planning on adding a scroll to top button because I have some very text heavy pages here, and things like that. So this is what I've been using. I love Notion. I really like Notion. I just can't use it as a one stop for everything. It just feels like it does a lot of things well, but it doesn't feel like it does everything as well as I want or need. But we can make this. Oh, and that's the other thing. So right now, this current styling matches my other links in that, you know, you'll notice here, this is a darker gray, and then the links are white. So that's kind of why I was keeping that. Pesky, hello, new to coding. What's a now page? I am glad you asked. Let's go find out. A now page is literally what I'm up to in the current moment. So this is a trend that I've not seen too many people take on, but when I learned about it, I don't know, I think a year ago at this point, I really liked the idea of it. So in this case, I just have when it was last updated, which I think I should add text to that. What I'm currently doing for work, what I do for fun, and I decided to add conferences I've attended just because I'm really happy with that conference I went to, and I plan on attending a lot more as I get deeper into the tech field and get my first job. So, but if we follow this link to the website, warning, this page is white. There will be a flashbang, essentially, just letting you all know. So here it says most websites have a link that says about. It goes to a page that tells you something about the background of the person or business. They have a page that they have a link that says contact. It goes to a page that tells you how to contact them. So a now page tells you what the person is focused on at this point in their life. I have a separate resume link. This is merely what I'm doing right now. So what I'm doing for fun, these are the next 3 games I really plan on playing. I have Thursday nights or game nights on stream. We played Untitled Goose Game, which I plan on beating, but FF16 and Sea of Stars are my next 2 that I really want to play. So again, this is merely just for, hey, what am I doing day-to-day? And I was talking to someone earlier about this, and they said, and I basically said, like, when is best that I update this? And they said, anytime you have a different answer to the question, what have you been up to lately? And I think that's a really good way of identifying when you need to change it. For my resume, I have a link here in my nav bar. I have a link here on the homepage, and I have a link down in my footer. So, yeah. All right. I think I'm happy with the social links here for now. And that will be responsive, obviously, so we're good there. Okay, sorry. I'm sitting at an angle to my screen, so it looked a little bit off to me. Perfect. Yeah, I actually do like my website's light theme. I mean, it's pretty basic. You see how my dark theme is. Just imagine, like, a white background and a darker gray text. But yeah, some people prefer them. Actually, one of our friends, and I say mine and not for W's, uses light theme for everything, including Discord, which I feel like is a cardinal sin. I'm not religious, but I think that man's going to hell. Because it just seems Discord's light theme is one of the worst implementations of a light theme I've ever seen. Like, they'd be better off not using CSS, and I think they'd be better off. Yeah, Discord's light theme. I really just want Discord to hire me to, like, I'm not a designer. I think I have a pretty good eye for design. Self-proclaimed focus on design and UI UX. I like to think I have a pretty good idea with things. Discord, if you're listening, if anyone knows Discord out there, hire me. I will happily do it for you. Their new mobile themes. No, let me correct that. Their new dark mobile themes. They have like the dark slate blue and the black. Much better. The mobile design itself fucking sucks, but the themes are better. They didn't take that chance to redo the light theme, and I don't understand why. Light theme still exists. I use light theme now and then. If I'm completely honest, I don't use it in my web editor, my IDE ever. But especially if I'm in a bright environment, I'll put it on light mode. I have to respect the fact. Like, here's my other thing. I feel like if you're gonna put a dark mode in your site, you have to respect that there's gonna be people using light mode. I don't know if there's anything written about this, but I don't think having only dark mode is the best. I'll actually talk about a site that I saw earlier. Let me see, find the link. It helps with Discord. Light theme is trash. I don't understand why light theme exists. I hate the new mobile design with a passion. Hard agree. If something doesn't have dark mode, I don't use it. Pato, I feel the same way as you. I try to use everything with dark mode. Zaramau says it actually helps if you're outdoors. So I had exactly right. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Like, I can't wait for the weather to warm up, and I'll go to like the local Starbucks because they have an outdoor sitting area and sit outside and code, and it's very refreshing change of pace. Dale Walker says, when I finally get a portfolio site getting, I want to have light mode, dark mode, and geocities mode. Yes, dude. I actually really want to, and Zara Mao, I think you said you were into F1. I will be creating a theme changer that uses like the colors of every F1 team. It's been an idea of mine for a while now, and it's not like it will take long to do. It's just getting the colors right, which is the hardest part, because some of them are definitely not accessible. But it's something it's something I really want to do and be able to choose from. What was that site, Wally? What was that site I sent you earlier with that Nelson guy? Okay, this is a flashbang warning. Everyone turn down their screen brightness real quick. I'm going to give you all like a good 10 seconds to because I know there's a bit of a delay. Everyone go ahead and decrease your screen brightness so you don't get flashbanged, because this site is basically pure white. All right, I'm opening it up in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So this is the site of Gavin Nelson. It's an interesting site. I like a lot of it. It's very clean and minimal. I like this like sticky hover effect there. This is definitely inspired, I think, from using a mouse on the iPad, if anyone's done that. And I really like this hover effect when you hover over Twitter. It brings up the other social networks that they're on. That I like that. Like, I kind of want to implement that somewhere if I ever do a site that's minimal. I love the idea of this minimal stuff. But they don't have a dark mode. Like, my Mac is in dark mode right now, and it would be so simple, and I don't know why they don't. This is someone who does a design for a living. They have a really nice, actually, if you notice the top item, see how it gets smaller as you're swiping down on it? Really nicely curated, and I use Linear. I use 1Password. They designed fantastic app icons and stuff. Why the fuck don't we have a dark mode? I'm going to call them out, actually, on Twitter, because I spoke to them earlier. Let's see if they fixed it. I noticed that when you're navigating with tab, yeah, they didn't fix it yet, but they said they're going to. When you navigate here with tab, these don't pop up. So if we refresh the page once more and go down there, on focus, this should pop up, and it's not right now. So, anyway, that's my rant about not having a dark mode. Here's an example of how I use Notion for project management. And obviously, I can click anyone to open up the field. Let's see. Let's open this up. Oh, here we go. A flashbang warning. I click anyone to open up page. That task and put more details if I want. Okay, see, I do like this. Yeah, another one. This one even called me off guard, so I'm sorry, everyone. I like this. Yeah, that's a good point, Devin. I didn't think about that. That is a good point. All right. What else was I trying to do tonight? Because it is past my time to get off of stream, but I want to make sure I did everything that I set out to do so far. We did it there. We linked up those. I fixed that, which is great. Actually, that's what I wanted to do. My new global. I think I had my A text. No, it was just decoration. Motherfucker. And do I have a main rule for that? I don't know that I do. Okay, I do. So we're just going to grab that and move it down here. Zaramau, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for hanging out and being so active. Have a good rest of your night or day or wherever, whatever time it is, wherever you're at. Where the fuck? There it is. Okay. Emerald 400. All right, so again, for anyone that wasn't here, I'm in the middle of refactoring everything. I know our viewers keep dropping. That's okay. Time's going on, and I'm probably not the most entertaining person. But I just want to reiterate that I'm working with 2 CSS files right now. Looking to change this eventually. I kind of just brushed Cable Car Digital has followed. Thank you very much, Cable Car. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I pushed out my site, got it live. Immediately was like, I want to fix things. I want to redo my code. I want to make everything better. So there's a couple of pages that I am using my new layout component on, and that uses my new CSS and new everything besides the header nav bar, because I'll fix that in due time. So I just need to make sure that everything is up to date. So if we go now to now, well, I didn't even have to type it out. Good. So now all that I did was fix this. So that way only the A tags in the main element of the page are going to be underlined with this emerald color. And then everywhere else, I don't have underlines really outside of it. This I wanted to because I wanted to stand out. My sitemap down here and my nav bar up here doesn't have underlines. That's the only other thing I wanted to do tonight. Was I wanted to experiment with decreasing this font size. What are our thoughts? Right now, I think I have it set as our text base. Brian, you made it. What is going on, dude? They are rookie numbers, but it's one thanks to you. So I'll take it. I'll take it. And it's going to only go up from here. That's for sure. Welcome, my dude. Welcome. Oh, you know what we got to do since Brian's here? We got to give a shout out. Brian, I don't know if you're going to be streaming again, but everyone go follow Brian on Twitter or wherever you can find him. Brian is the reason I was able to attend that. I was introduced to Brian when a friend invited me to his Discord of some fellow developers, and everyone in there, Brian, and like I said, everyone that I met at that has been nothing but supportive and warm and welcoming, and Brian is the man. Brian's working on a lot of different projects, and yeah, so stoked that you were able to make it here. He just presented his live. Actually, he also just started making shorts, and your talk is on YouTube, I believe, right? From that. I probably linked to it in my article. In fact, I most likely did if it was up by then. But yeah, let's go ahead and pin this. So this is Pato, thank you for the follow, my dude. This is a link to Brian's talk. He spoke about building custom GitHub actions with Docker. Over my head for now, but I'm definitely going to be referencing it because I need to get more into GitHub actions. So, Brian, thank you very much for the follow as well, my friend. I appreciate it. It was great to meet you in person, and hopefully next time we meet in person isn't just at the next conference. But if it is, that's fine too. Zug. All right. So the last thing I wanted to do was just look at my header bar. Maybe decrease this font size. Number one, I feel like it's too close to this font size, and I don't really want to increase this. I feel like it's at a good size, but I want this to stand out more from this besides the font color. What are our thoughts? Cable Car is asking what pixel size it is. It is variable based on the screen size, so it'll be as small as 18.15, 18 pixels is the smallest it'll be. And it'll be as large as, I think, like 20 something. 20 pixels. So it's not like giant. This over here is 25 pixels. I think I have a max of like 26. Or maybe 25 is it based on the clamp and the rem sizing. I guess if I go and experiment, where are we? Header nav bar. Come down here and let's make this the next size bump up. I have to fix where all this is dialed. By the way, I just basically grabbed my existing hamburger menu and threw it in here, so this will be optimized a bit more. But let's see. Text right, text base. Bump up the name. Okay, so I just made it one size bigger. Let's make it 2 sizes bigger. See, like, I feel like that looks a little bit too big. Or am I just being a baby? So we think bumping this up versus bringing this down? Because I agree. Like, I don't really want to bring it down, but I don't like the size of it in comparison to this. I mean, imagine I had an even longer name. Oh, what I really want is a logo. Yeah, okay, so we're not going to bring this down. This will stay. And this, okay. I think on the wider screen. Yeah, I agree. Well, yeah, so I agree. I would just have to adjust the clamp sizing for it. But, oh, that's not what I wanted. I'm sorry, everyone. Yeah. So, Emily, I was talking to Brian about that because he's got a logo and a few other people have logos and I'm very jealous of. And I don't know. I need to figure something out. I don't mind using my name. Like what do they call it? It's a logo that's words. I forget what the term for of that. I don't mind it, right? But I also just want something that just represents me in a logo. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be time for a logo very shortly. What happens if I bump this up once more? I think it was, I don't know. Thoughts on that one? What's the smallest screen size before collapses to a hamburger menu? I forget. Let's find out. It's a 1028 pixels. 124. Yeah. So it's 1024 is the breakpoint to go from hamburger to not hamburger. I'm fucking muted. Thank you, Devin. This looks silly to me. Am I wrong? It just looks very unbalanced. So what if I do this at large, and then it's text to Excel smaller than that? Let's move that up to extra large. I think I could do that. I think I could work with this. What are our thoughts? Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. Definitely more balanced here. LGTM. I don't speak Spanish. Baxter. I don't speak Spanish. Looks good to me. Got it. Thank you, Brian. All right, excellent. Cool. All right, I think that's everything for tonight. So let's commit this and adjusted. And let's push that shit live. Cool. So, oh, okay. All right, that's fair then. Yeah, I'm obviously very much handling my own stuff right now. Yeah, we'll see some like layout shit like right here. If you notice, my cursor's here. That's because of the difference in my layout and everything. But that'll be changing shortly. And this is something that most people won't. Well, actually, you all probably see it. It's something that'll be fixed very shortly. My commit equals stuff happened. Exactly, exactly. It takes a lot for me, especially on my own, to write more descriptive things. I recognize that that's important, and I have to get into the habit of it. But damn, when I'm by myself, I'm just like, let me just do it. So what do we do tonight? We got my now page live, and I'm happy for it. With it, it doesn't have to be anything major. Uh, what else did I do? Changed my styling a little bit in my body. I revised my nav bar up here and my sitemap link ordering. Changed around my social icons and refined this obviously. And then we also add a little bit more content here. And let's see how that looks on mobile real quick. Yeah, I think I'm happy with it. This is a lot. This is a lot, right? This is an iPhone 12 Pro that it's emulating right now, and it's more content than fits on the screen. But I think it's okay. I don't know. What are our thoughts? Is this too much content for like an intro? Oh, hi. Sorry, my dog just came in the room. Hello. She's probably telling me get the fuck off the computer. It's time. But before I go, what do we think? Should I omit this paragraph here? I mean, I want to talk about my blogs and shit here. Like, it's brought up down here, but I at least want to point to this stuff. Looks good to you. Perfect. That's one vote. Cool. I'm into it. Awesome. Well, a cable car, I appreciate it, man. I did a lot of work on this, and like I said, I'm very proud of it. So I appreciate everyone's supportive input and any critiques, criticism. I definitely have to redo my resume, that's for sure. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Nate gave me a huge rate earlier, so thank you for those of you that came in from him, for those of you that just browsing the web development tag and everything, and thank you to my friends and family that decided to stick around for me. You all are awesome. With that, I'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. EST. We're gonna do some more. I think on deck tomorrow. Where's my to-do list? So we did this. Tomorrow, I'm going to look to add a scroll to top button. I have a lot of content, and if we look at... Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. If we look at my About page... Oh, come on, scroll bar. It just keeps going, and going, and going, and going. And, of course, I could increase the width, but, you know, for legibility, we don't want to. This, I basically just made the same width as one of my blogs. So not this here, but an actual blog page, because that's essentially what, oh, right, we're on the dev server. Because that's essentially what the About page is. It's a blog. But it's just very long. And I want it to be long. I want people to see my journey and my history. If they're interested in reading, some people have read it. Brian's homepage. What is Brian's homepage? I know I've seen it before. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. Flashbang! Flashbang! Devin, how could you? Devin, you did us dirty with the flashbang. Man didn't even warn me. God damn, did we get trolled hard? Yo, Brian must have just fucking dipped him some cash or something. And on that flashbang, instead of a bombshell, I thank you all for hanging out. I'll see you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Goodbye.